Court of California, County of Los Angeles. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
Hey, they said not guilty, didn't they, Parlay Pete?
They did.
Let's go.
About 22 years ago. No, I'm tripping.
I mean,
32 years ago. No. 94. I'm fucking tripping. 29 years ago.
Yeah. But look here. They said not guilty. So as far as I'm concerned, all these people behind me chasing for no reason. What you behind me for? I'm just trying to mosey on about my day.
No, you're not, nigger. You did something wrong.
Yeah, driving while black, DWB.
They're gonna get your ass too.
Hey man, so we're gonna open up this podcast, giving our sincere condolences to Orenthal James Simpson, OJ Simpson, the Juice, one of the greatest running backs in NFL history, one of the greatest icons in sports history, and a true pillar of what it means to be more than an athlete. I get it, man. You got some people here who may want to talk about what OJ allegedly did, but he was found not guilty in criminal court, and guess what? That's the law of the land. Civil court, they have different sets of laws. I don't judge innocence or guilt by civil court, and you know what? He didn't pay them either. So as far as I'm concerned, he's not guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. He's not guilty. And at the end of the day, he's a human being. He's a man. And if we're going to say we don't disrespect the dead, he deserves some respect here this evening on the day of his passing. So RIP to OJ Simpson.
Rip OJ. Yeah.
I wouldn't say rip OJ, because if you're saying rip OJ, you're going to do like Caitlyn Jenner and just rip his ass a new one.
Well, that's certainly
that slong you got in your pants.
Well, certainly that is exactly what she and many other people did on Twitter. Notice how I said she, but nonetheless, you know, it's one of those things where I think everybody has to understand that whether you liked him or not, like you said, we can take out his football stuff, but certainly great on the football field. Of course, we didn't watch him, but statistically, we saw what he did. He's a Heisman winner, among other things. He's on the NFL 100 team. There's a lot of different things that he is, and so we spoke about it in pre-production. Obviously, him being the first black face nationally for any brand that was an athlete. You know, he broke down that door with the Hertz commercial, and it's a pretty iconic commercial because a lot of people, doesn't matter what area you're from, have probably seen him running through the airport for Hertz.
Let me see if I can find that commercial real quick, and I actually put it up here on the screen for the listeners.
You mean for Hertz?
Yeah. Let's see, OJ Hertz. All right, here we go. Let me go to share screen. Yeah, I don't need your tips. Let's go. OJ Hertz right here. Here we go.
Nobody does it better than Hertz.
Nobody does it better. Sweeps the outside far. Nobody does it faster for you. Hertz, the superstar.
Nobody has more of what it takes to rid you of Fairmont, Mustang, LTD, or other fine car faster.
Hertz, the superstar.
You know.
Hey, let me get another OJ commercial for you.
This computer is.
Oh yeah, there we go. Old school. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That what Kendrick got to drop.
Ready. I think it's time for a Tree Sweet break.
Me too.
Okay, boss. This is Potrero Hill where I grew up, and this is Tree Sweet, the orange juice I grew up on. It's rich in natural energy, and the kids, They like to taste the tree sweet because it's always naturally sweet. As sweet as an orange right from the tree, right? Yes, sir. You ready for another lesson, boss? All right.
Bro, look like OJ got lined up by a bad barber.
Come on, man. You know how the natural look was always in style back then.
Oh, bro.
Don't yell at OJ.
Man, look here. I'm not, man.
OJ, don't do this. That's that clip, which is right behind you. That's literally what the dude said. I just remember the first time I watched that. Obviously, I didn't watch it live, of course, because in 1994 I was one. Actually, I wasn't even fully one yet because it was during the NBA Finals. That's in June, so I was 10 months old, like when this happened. So I don't, but I've seen the clips, and that's what he's like. OJ, don't do this.
Yeah, but no, OJ is obviously a polarizing figure in history. He matters. I don't care what you all say. He matters in the sense that he was a great football player, and he may or may not have done some things that we don't agree with here.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also, besides him just building a brand, being a great football player, ascending football. OJ Marks, his court case, if the glove doesn't fit, then you must acquit. It speaks to where Black America found hope in the American criminal justice system. And it may be false hope, because OJ can beat it, just like Michael Jackson, right? They can beat it. And it may not work that way for everyone else, like Diddy. But
he's not on trial. Let's talk R. Kelly. Well, guilty ass nigga though.
But no, but
there's footage of that. So like,
but seeing the OJ case, seeing the Michael Jackson case, probably more so than Obama, huh?
Mike beat it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, look, I don't know if Mike's guilty.
I don't know either, but more so than Obama,
he beat it regardless.
More so than Obama inspiring hope within Black people, seeing these two guys beat cases that seem like open and shut cases. It gave Black people hope, like innocent Black people hope, that they have a chance in situations in which the odds may be against them when they're actually innocent. And it may not be the PC thing to say. This is no disrespect to the alleged victims, but at the end of the day, the courts ruled, and the court said that, like, nigga, you're not a victim of this.
Well, there's that, and at the end of the day, like you said, he wasn't found guilty. So let's stop, in the court of public opinion, making him guilty. At the end of the day, the NFL Hall of Fame put up a tweet earlier. They should have never taken it down. Like, just because you send condolences, like
America, people.
Yeah, well, best track on this collab album that they did.
Huh? That's how we working, huh?
Okay. This wasn't on Collision Course. This was on one of those.
This is on
precursor to it. Like,
let me see.
This is on the Dynasty.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I see how we
fan here, by the way. If anyone doesn't know.
Damn.
We don't really care about Jay's verse, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Dog, when R. Kelly gets on the song, has it ever sounded bad?
Nah, me and Justice, we had heard the Make It Rain remix, and we were like, he ripped that shit. Like when you actually go back and
listen, like Major Pain when they think they'll make.
Isn't it crazy that R. Kelly had a better verse than Lil Wayne on there?
Yeah, nah,
he did though. He had a better verse than because when that song came out, everybody thought Wayne should have been on the original with Fat Joe. Anyway, like we know he did the hook, but like he should have just been on. He should have had a verse. But that's prime Lil Wayne, and R. Kelly had the best verse on that song. Oh, you know what the rumor is too for the Siesta remix?
What?
That they shot that at what's his face's island?
Epstein Island?
Yeah, apparently.
No shocker. You think I don't think Jay-Z's cleaning all of this stuff. I just think he's.
Well, we're gonna find out because if Diddy goes down, Jay's got to have a little piece of it. No. How we go from OJ to R. Kelly, man?
Cause it's niggas who beat cases. Hold on. Let me find out, killer. Here we go. Here we go.
Drilling these chicks like nature pain. When I make it rain, they be like,
Let's do it again.
from the club to the coop inside my gates, up in my bedroom,
Screaming each other's name.
They were 30, and I was 30.
Oh, little book, now they getting dirty.
Don't ask me what my name is. Bitch, I'm famous. You gonna make me aim this? Leave your ass brainless. I'm trying to stay on.
R&B, but these streets is a part of me. So don't
Get
be
it twisted. Yo,
Then
smoke this shit.
More
bottles.
I'm from that city where them niggas don't play.
Nah, they don't play in Chicago.
To my room like caveman. So at your girlfriend, my
my name. I bet she goes ski. Weatherman about to make it rain.
Yeah, I'm in this bitch with the terror. Got a head full of stacks. Better grab an umbrella. A handful of stacks, but whatever, nigga. Fuck out of here. Head sound though. Nah, bro. Kales be smoking shit.
Yeah.
I just separate art from artists, man. Like I don't know these people.
Yeah. Was definitely guilty. But nonetheless, I think that when it came to OJ, it just was weird to kind of see. And I get it. Like, I'm cool with all the jokes and stuff. Like, the jokes are funny, honestly. Like, people would be like, especially when he would be like, you know, yours truly, Twitter world, and all that stuff. They're like you're killing it, OJ. Like, that shit's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? But, you know, like Caitlyn Jenner,
Good
like,
riddance.
basically, there's outrage for people having compassion for a family. And I think that that's where the line should be drawn. Like, as if we're not all human. And like we said, at the end of the day, he wasn't found guilty. Whether you believe he was guilty or not, or anyone knows that he was guilty or not, we can't just sit up and dwell on it. And especially a majority of social media wasn't even alive or was alive but doesn't remember when this happened. And, you know, you just kind of look at it and you think he did it. And I know he had the book or whatever. If I did it and I did it was in red, and a lot of different things. And I like I was telling you, even in pre-production, for me, growing up when I was younger, and I'm talking about like when I was 6 or 7, I didn't know nothing about this. I didn't even know that O.J. Simpson was a football player. I remember him from the Naked Gun movies that I watched with my brothers, and like he was Nordberg. Like that was his character. He was the black police officer in the group, and he was funny. Like the movies are funny as fuck. Like those are still, to me, some of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Leslie Nielsen's funniest white dude ever, low key. Him or Jim Carrey or Will Ferrell. It's between those. Ben Stiller too, I guess. But
Don't sleep on Steve Martin, man.
I don't think Steve's as funny as Will Ferrell or Jim Carrey.
Or
And Ben Stiller, like Steve Carell, he's funnier than oh, you said Steve Martin. You
I
didn't
said-
say Steve Carell.
Nah, I said Steve Martin. I'm a Steve Martin fan. I've listened to a lot of
Oh.
his stand-up.
Well,
Don't sleep on Robin Williams either.
Robin Williams is another one. Yeah, that's a funny. You know what? But Robin Williams was really good at. He could change his character better than anyone because he could be something else. But I loved Robin Williams movies because they were always so like heartfelt. Like honestly, like the end of Jumanji, like just there's tons of movies. Mrs. Doubtfire, bro. Like
That man was Tyler Perry just because he wanted to see his kids.
Good Will Hunting. Like, I mean, there's a lot of movies with him that are great too. But yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
Ed Post Society.
Leslie Nielsen, though, the fact that they got him in Scary Movie 3 to be the president, like this is like right before he died, and like he's the king of parody movies, like Airplane, of course. Like he's just great. He's great to me. But
So as we close out this OJ thing, here's what I want to say. If you didn't know him and you didn't know the parties affected, why do you have an opinion, man? Like Glorilla said, At the end of the day, the sun gonna shine. That's why I love tomorrow. Like, bro, your tomorrow is gonna be the same. Your tomorrow, like you're like we're giving OJ his flowers, but OJ being alive, OJ being dead doesn't do anything for our day.
Correct.
Like it does nothing. It does absolutely nothing for our day. So for those of you who have strong opinions about things that don't affect you, yeah, mute me, please. Fuck off, man. Like get a life. He didn't affect you. What he beat the case for, if he actually did that, that's disgusting. But he still has a family. He still has loved ones. He still has people who care about him. And I think that those people deserve some level of respect while they're mourning their lost loved one, no matter how sick, twisted, demented that person may be. And I mean, and you can go to somebody who's been proven guilty of the most heinous crimes. That person deserves to rest in peace. Like, you know how nasty it was when people brought up '04 in Boulder when Kobe passed away? Like, the fuck they got to do with that nigga dying, bro? His wife's still here. His kids, his other kids still here. Like, they loved him. His parents still here. Even though they sell his shit, they still love him. You know, it's people out here that still love him. It's NBA guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's young people who looked up to him. Like, I just don't like pissing on somebody's grave. Like, if you're going to piss on their grave, piss in their mouth and see if they don't whoop your ass. If you ain't got the balls to piss in a motherfucker's mouth, don't piss on their grave, dog. That's just trash human behavior, man.
Piss on your grave. Piss on your grave. You know, that's a song too.
I'm sure. Smoke.
Travis Scott and Kanye on Rodeo. But nonetheless, yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate, but like I said, that's somebody that certainly, whether you looked at him positively or negatively or had no opinion of him, certainly someone that did leave a lasting legacy on this earth. And I thought it was crazy that he was on It Is What It Is as a weekly contributor with Cameron and Mace, but it's genius on their end because what an interesting because think about it. OJ will never be on. He never fucking got interviewed on ESPN, bro. Never. He would never like commentate on, like they would never do that.
No.
Like Disney won't allow, Fox wouldn't do it. I mean, nobody was going to touch him with the 10-foot pole, but I thought that he was an interesting person for them to get, and it was kind of perfect because people don't see OJ, so.
Not at all, man. But rest in peace to OJ Simpson. And I hope that his family, they find peace in the person that they lost.
BYU's cooked, by the way. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I just
Not BYU. I'm sorry, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah. And this dude's not a bad coach. I'm sorry to be segmented all over the place.
No. Don't even touch it. Don't even touch it. Don't even touch it, Kels. Don't touch it. She's 17. Her birthday's next week. We'll get there in about an hour. Yeah, stay silent there. Don't even acknowledge that nonsense.
I'm PC, you know that. So
yeah, PCP.
I like how it almost looks like you gave me a white background. Are you able to give me backgrounds?
I don't think I can give you backgrounds, but you can give you backgrounds.
What do you click? Oh,
you
edit layout. Is it edit layout?
Yeah, in settings, yeah.
Whoops. Well, it looked like it pulled up on the screen. Did that just pull up?
No, I saw nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, you can get creative over there.
Ooh, I don't know how to.
Hey, real quick before we transition.
I'll play with that later.
Before we transition, how funny was it when Kels said, "Don't ask me what my name is, stupid bitch, I'm famous."
It's a legendary line. Like I said, it's he had the best verse in the song. So,
you didn't like crack, Joey, let me kill him.
I didn't say that Wayne didn't have a good verse. I just think that he was outshined. That's why Kells went first.
Yeah.
Me
All
too.
right, man. So we're gonna flip this conversation. We're gonna talk a little NBA. We're gonna talk NBA postseason awards. We're gonna give, and here's how I want to do it. I want to give who we think should win when it comes to the awards, not all NBA. That's too much work. And then I want to give a prediction of who's actually gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Because based on what we've watched, and we're texting, watching NBA damn near every night, talking about what we're seeing. So we watch the games, and I just kind of want to put it out there what we think. So Parlay Pete, I'm gonna throw it to you first. MVP. Who do you think the MVP of the league is this year?
A lot of people won't agree with it because I know that there's this SGA campaign. I think it's Jokic still. Like, we have to break this thing down to a T. And I get it. It's and maybe after this year, the Jokic effect will wear off, similar to how, like, with LeBron, right? Every year, LeBron, it felt like he could have won MVP to a degree, right? His team would have if not the best record, one of the best records. He would obviously was taking them to the finals. Like, every year, LeBron, he put up the same numbers, 27, 7-7, whatever. His win share was probably higher than anyone. Like, so there were a lot of different factors that go into it. But in my opinion, I think that Jokic is still the best player in the NBA. The Nuggets, we talked about this yesterday, or we texted about it yesterday. What even happened in that game, and kind of what I told you what I thought was going to happen, and then they ended up pulling away in the second half. The dude said what they should have done, covered the big spread, like the whole nine. And so, yeah, I like Jokic to win MVP. Dark horse, to me, the real dark horse should be Luka. Crazy enough, like, and maybe I don't want to do recency bias, but they're 16-2 their last 18 games. And boy, they got something going there right now.
We were told by somebody in our inner circle one of the issues with our show is we agree too much.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dog, I agree with you. It's Jokic or Luka.
Yeah, there's no in between.
And like, I made a campaign for Jason Tatum last week. And not because I actually believe it. It's just me supporting the American basketball player.
There are people that don't think that he should make the first team.
Yeah, I've heard that. But just looking at it, Jokic is the MVP. And I don't really think it's close. I'm going to say that. If Luka wins MVP, I won't be mad. I won't be disappointed. But it's Jokic or Luka. And if you have anybody else in your MVP conversation, I'll say that you're wrong. I'll say that you have an agenda. And if we want to argue that Jokic shouldn't have won other MVPs, too late. He has them. Hey, when's the last time you drank Jim Beam? Took you too long to answer.
It's been a very long time.
I feel like if I drink Jim Beam,
easily college, maybe even high school, to be honest with you.
I feel like if I drink Jim Beam, I gotta sing Sweet Caroline.
Do you think these are good commercials?
No, they got the 6-man for the Nuggets in the commercial.
I like these hotel commercials because he's an MVP on the court and off, because he could have picked any of his teammates to be in it. And he chose probably somebody that doesn't have the bag yet.
Yeah.
A rookie. Or he's not rookie.
Second year.
Second year.
Hey, that nigga was swatting shit like crazy yesterday, though.
Hey, and Braun was booming on niggas.
You said Braun.
The white boy.
Oh, golly. When the one he caught on Rudy?
Yeah, he was active.
It was like 3 straight possessions where he just body.
Hey, what did Kevin Harlan say? With no regard for human life.
Yeah, he was like the DC sniper. Hey, you know what? I'm awake. I might as well just off a nigga.
I'm not touching that.
All right, DPOY. I'm going to open up with this one. My DPOY is Wemby. I think Rudy gets it, but my DPOY is Wemby.
Rudy is going to get it because that's what the betting odds say. They say that he's going to get it. So at the end of the day, you don't go against Vegas. And when somebody's like he's like minus 2,000. So like he's going to win the award. But I agree with you. I don't see how Wemby doesn't get it. And unlike MVP, DPOY has absolutely nothing to do with your team's record. Like nothing. But what I will say, why they're probably giving it to Rudy too.
League.
Well, it's that, but then Minnesota has the number 1 defense in the NBA. And they are, as of last night, they were tied for first in the West with 2 games left. So, like,
but did you see what Jokic did to him yesterday?
Yeah, I saw what he did. But look, then people will say, well, did you see what Embiid did to Wemby? He gave him 70.
Top of the year.
So it's a full body of work, right? Like
we've seen the YouTube clips multiple times, the IG clips, where it'll be a 3-on-1, 2-on-1 fast break, and Wemby's the one, and they pull it out and set the offense.
Sure.
Rudy doesn't get that love.
Well, Rudy is a one-trick pony, and he's a rim protector. Wemby will guard somebody on the perimeter and trail him all the way to the basket and swat shit. Like, Rudy's not active like that.
Rudy's not blocking jump shots.
Right.
And this is away from DPOY, but I texted you this yesterday. Rudy Gobert probably has the worst work ethic in the NBA.
Sure. Man,
Like,
the Kings. You see Zion?
Yeah, I saw his fat ass.
Kings are getting boat raced. Hey, what did I say yesterday, too? Not to cut into a conversation. I said everybody wants to face the fucking Kings.
Yeah.
Everybody wants them niggas right now. Like,
they
everybody wants them. The Lakers, the Warriors, the Sun. I mean, everybody is hoping that they get the Kings. Like, whoever draws the Kings is like, man, we good. Like,
but, I mean, back to Rudy. He doesn't have – I mean, I think Angel Reese has a more evolved post game than Rudy.
Stop, man. Stop. For real.
No, his offensive game is cheeks.
I feel like being Usher at this point and just being like, yo, quit playing with me. Don't say that, though.
I don't think you're going to feel like Usher. You know, he went to Diddy camp.
So did Justin Bieber.
Hey, man, you got to get hit to get these hits.
Hey, a lot of people did. Making the band. I know they weren't living at Diddy's. Oh, it was Diddy's. It was rented. Whatever. MTV did it. Who? I don't even know. A lot of people were at Diddy camp. Danity Kane, I'm sure. Any and everybody, 112. Everybody that was signed to Diddy has been to Diddy camp.
The diddler.
Except Biggie, maybe.
Oh, sure.
And the reason why I'll say Biggie didn't go to Diddy camp is because Diddy didn't have the money yet. That's how he made his money, right? So, like, he, of course, and then Big died, right? But, like, hell, Diddy went to somebody's camp, right? That's how he got the start, so.
Hurt people. But no, I just hate the fact that Rudy Gobert has no offensive game at all. And I just ask, nigga, what are you doing over the summer? You can't practice rim running over the summer.
Diddy camp. Yeah, but so we both agree Wemby should be the DPOY, but we both agree that Rudy gets it.
Rookie of the year.
Wemby.
Yeah.
We don't even talk about that. Yeah.
Six man.
It should have been Malik Monk, and it looks like it should be Malik Monk based on the team's performance once he went down.
Yeah, that's what I think. Does Derek White win it?
He's not a six man.
Who's the betting favorite?
Let's look it up.
Because I think whoever the betting favorite is, that's who wins it, but it probably should be Malik Monk.
I was thinking him. I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody that maybe is underrated. Rui Hachimura, bro, has played pretty fucking well. I mean,
Yeah, I love Rui in the starting lineup.
so Malik Monk is the favorite.
Okay.
Nas Reed is second odds.
Ew.
Well, he's starting now. He might start too many games because of Cat being out. Bogdan Bogdanovic is third.
For the Hawks?
Yeah. He might start too many games too, in reality. Norman Powell's fourth, and then is Bobby Portis going to have to choke a bitch? Is fifth. He low-key could get it too.
And nigga had 30 last night.
Nah, it's going to be Malik Monk. He's minus 280.
Hey,
Like,
bro,
Nas Reed is the only other person that realistically, from the odds standpoint, that realistically has a chance. Nobody else is nearly close. It's going to be Malik Monk, but that was who I figured it should be.
I told y'all I prefer watching Dame Lillard and Bobby Porter's workout than Dame and Giannis, but I'll get to Giannis a little bit later.
Yeah, Malik Monk. I mean, that's who I thought but even without knowing what the odds are, that's just who I thought should win. And watching with this game on right now, like it shows you how important it can be to have a player like that.
All right, so let's get into coach of the year.
The Thunder coach. I don't even know his name, but he should be it.
I know my pick is wrong. My coach of the year is Adrian Griffin.
Hey, but similar to what my reasoning behind Malik Monk getting six man is the same reason why you think Adrian Griffin should be coach of the year. Let me see what the coach of the year odds are.
I mean, they were 30-13 with Adrian Griffin. All them niggas were unhappy and they were winning.
Whoever the Thunder's coach is who's going to win. I'm pulling up the odds now, but yeah. I have to imagine it's got to be him. How could it not be? They're competing for the number one seed. They were a play-in team last year. They're really young. SGA, I guess, is a superstar at this point. But
maybe Chris Finch?
Possibly him, too. That's fair, too. I don't know why this is moving so slow.
Get better Wi-Fi, nigga.
No, Wi-Fi is pristine. They have – hold on. Because it's moving so slow, where is it? They don't even have – on this site, they don't have coach of the year.
All right, I'm going to just Google it. I
got most improved up. All right, okay, all right. Well, no, that's for next year, 2024, 2025.
Let me see.
What the fuck is this? I don't even think they might.
So Mark, I'm not even going to try to say his name.
Yeah, okay.
He's coach. He's
minus 550. And then Finch is second.
Jamal Mosley's plus 1,000.
He wouldn't be a bad candidate either in reality.
Joe Mazzulla at 4, it makes me want to drop my phone.
But you know what? But here's the thing. That's why the Thunder's coach, Mark,
is going to win.
Yeah, I mean, but that was just, to me, that feels like the obvious answer. How is it not?
Joe Mazzulla should just wear a mustache because his neck beard is disgusting. Joe Mazzulla is
I think his coach is disgusting. But
I mean, Joe Mazzulla is Doc reincarnated, but maybe not as good.
No, he isn't as good. Fuck coach of the year. Now, what did you think most improved would be? Because this one's interesting to me. Because you can point out plenty of players that you think took the biggest step this year. Who did you think took the biggest step? And I'm going to tell you, it's a runaway right now for who's going to win that award, too.
Is it Porzingis?
No, hell no. How could it be Porzingis?
Because I think people who vote on awards are stupid.
Tyrese Maxey is number one.
Yeah.
He's going to win the award. Yeah, that's what I'm like, what do you mean?
I forgot. Yeah.
Scotty Barnes is second. I don't agree with that, to be honest with you. Kobe White is somebody that I definitely would have had in consideration. Sengun is fourth. He got hurt, so that kind of disqualified him anyways. Cam Thomas is fifth. I'm
not going to lie to you.
I thought Jalen Johnson for the Hawks would have easily been a big candidate, too. He's a huge part of what they've been doing.
I haven't watched the Nets game in fucking weeks.
Put it this way. He was on my fantasy team, so I'm aware of kind of what he's done. And I think it's because he was a bench player last year and now he's a star, but he's like a 22, 23 a night guy. So, I could see why he would be in the discussion, but he wouldn't win it. Like, I would give it to Jalen Johnson on the Hawks. Like, I think that, I mean, Tyrese Maxey's who's going to win, but like Jalen Johnson from the Hawks, bro, he was nothing last year. Like this year, he has the chance to take the step next year to be, I'm not going to say an all-star, but if Trey or DeJounte, if one of them is gone, he has a chance to be an all-star. This year, he's been like a 17, 8, and 4 dude. So, and he came out of nowhere to a degree. And he's exciting to watch. And he plays defense. Like he's a good player. He's a guy that's going to get maybe not a max deal, but he will get more, if not better than John Collins.
I mean,
he's a better John Collins is what he is.
He should get the DeAndre Hunter deal.
Jalen Johnson?
Yeah.
Why?
If DeAndre Hunter got it, he should get it.
Oh, DeAndre Hunter. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking of DeAndre Jordan, but
the fuck about DeAndre Jordan's deal, nigga?
Yeah. Well, I forget that DeAndre Jordan's even in the league.
Okay, tell me your first team All-NBA.
Luka.
Because it's no positions this year. It's just top 5.
Luka, Jokic, probably Giannis. He probably gets it. Hold on. I feel like I'm missing a person. Just hold on. You have to think of everybody. SGA. So SGA, Luka, Jokic, Giannis. Look at that. I just named 4 international players. And the 5th spot is the spot that's really up for debate. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Jalen Brunson low-key should get it. I really do. Like, I think that he low-key should get that award. Like, he should get the first team over Tatum. They're going to probably give it to Tatum because of the Celtics record. But I would be okay with Jalen Brunson getting it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much there with you. Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Shea, and then I would pencil Tatum in personally. But if Brunson got in, I wouldn't be mad. If KD got in, I wouldn't be mad. Hell, if Kawhi got in, I wouldn't be mad.
Kawhi's another one. And that's what there goes your second team. Kawhi, KD. Let's keep it 100. LeBron probably should really be on the second team too. But
so my second team would be
third team.
So my second team would be Kawhi, KD, Brunson, Steph. Kawhi, KD, Brunson, Steph, and AD.
You know, I have to factor in the people that are hurt not being in. I know this sounds crazy, and because they're falling apart, but honestly, I'd give it to Sabonis over AD. Sabonis has been holding it down all fucking year.
I can't do that.
Halliburton has almost played himself out of the second team because to me, he felt like a shoe-in halfway through.
Halfway, he was first team.
He was certainly
at playing time. He was first team, man.
He was cooking like it, yeah.
And then when I think about my third team, I'll go LeBron. Even though I think he probably makes second team, I'll probably go Book. Go LeBron, Book, Ant-Man. Halliburton, Paul George.
Paul George wouldn't be on mine.
Would you put Jaylen Brown?
You have Sabonis on your third.
No, I don't have Sabonis in my All-NBA.
Oh, you don't think he's an All-NBA player this year?
No,
okay.
Not this year.
I already had Kawhi in second for me, so let me think. 80, because I think Sabonis should be second.
Okay.
Honestly. But I tell you what, either way, if you want to interchange them, whatever. One of them.
Okay. We'll go AD. Halliburton, okay.
Did Donovan Mitchell meet the criteria?
Let me see.
Out of it now. If Mitch is in it, then give me Mitch. I know Embiid's out of it.
Donovan Mitchell. How many games has he played this year? No, he's not going to make it. He's at 54 games.
Okay. What? Isn't it 55?
65.
Oh shit. Yeah. So yeah.
Ant-Man?
Oh yeah. Of course.
You going to throw the big
He's
Frenchie?
you could argue he's second team too, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue.
You could interchange him or LeBron too. I think LeBron should be second, but like you could interchange it. And then Book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do the thought exercise of going through the Ringer top 100 players in the NBA and just poke a few holes in it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna share screen for a second. All right, so we got Jokic 1. You good there?
Yes.
Luka 2. You good there?
Yes.
Giannis 3. You good there?
Yeah, I kind of don't have a choice but to be okay with that.
Shea Gildress 4.
We're ranking it based on this season's play?
Yeah, they're saying top 100 in the league today.
Based on how they're playing today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me see what else. Embiid 5.
I think he has to drop simply because he's been hurt. I mean, but sure. Before he got hurt, yes, sure.
My thing is, if we're gonna go before Embiid got hurt, he's better at basketball than Shea Gildress.
Kawhi would be over, but Kawhi's missed the last few week and a half or so.
So we got Kawhi 6.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum 7.
Sure. I think KD's had a better season than him, but
I don't like Tatum at 7 because I think Steph at 8 is better than Tatum. I think KD at 9 is better than Tatum, and I think LeBron at 12 is better than Tatum. And I'm
Jalen Brunson. Fuck that. Call it what it really is. Jalen Brunson's had a better season than Jason Tatum. That's why we said for the first spot.
Jalen Brunson just busted his ass today too. Pause. I'll take a book argument.
Who Book?
I'll listen to it. So then we got Steph at 8. Obviously, we don't like Tatum above Steph. We don't like Tatum above KD at 9.
80 at 10?
Huh?
Interesting.
80 at 10. Book at 11. Bron at 12. Brunson at 13.
Maybe I'm not realizing how good of a year AD's having.
You know, he just plays great defense, man. And he's been healthy most of the year.
Sensational.
We got Jimmy at 15. Wemby at 16. I think there are more than 15 people who are
He came on so strong at the end of the year. His numbers say it, at least. His numbers tell me that he is there.
I'd
argue that he's over Jimmy.
I think Jimmy is getting in because of his
Because we're doing this based off of right now.
Yeah, we're supposed to, but resume matters.
I don't take anything from the past into account. I'm looking at this season.
I don't think Tyrese is 17 today as we discuss him because he's hurt.
Yeah, and it shows on there that his stock's going down. So that makes sense. Like him and Mitchell's stock going down. Zion's going up makes sense at 20 because of how well, like, they're not beating the piss out of them, but like the Pelicans have been playing really good ball without Brandon Ingram. And like he's been the reason. Like McCollum's playing well too, but he's playing really well. So
we got superstar Jamal Murray at 18. I think Donovan Mitchell's better than him.
I fucking hate Jamal Murray.
I don't hate Jamal Murray.
Yeah, you do.
I just think he's CJ McCollum with good PR.
You hate the nigga.
Zion 20. Shit, Paul George is better than superstar Jamal Murray. Like, stop it.
Soup.
Fox at 22. Bam at 23. Sabonis.
Take Bam out of there. I saw Bam get bullied by fucking Daniel Gafford last night. He's not a top 25 player in the league. Hey, he sure as fuck shouldn't be over Sabonis, bro. Keep it 100. You know that he's not having a better year than Sabonis.
Bam plays good defense.
Give me Sabonis. I'll take Sabonis over Bam today.
Jaylen Brown at 25. Dame at 26.
See, now the list is getting bad, low key.
Oh, whoa. Laurie Marketing is 28 and Kyrie Irving is 30. That's where you start throwing shit in the trash can.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
Do you think Laurie Marketing is better than Paolo Banchero?
No.
John 31, Maxey 32, Paolo 30. Rudy Gobert is not 34. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
Trey Young is still a better player than him, too.
Scotty Barnes 36. Jalen Williams 37. James Harden 38. I'm sorry. James Harden's better than Jalen Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And Scotty Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
Kristaps 39. Pascal 40. Chet 41. Get the fuck out of here. Derek White 42. That nigga should be like 80.
Who, Chet?
Nah, Derek White.
But what about Chet?
Sure.
I'm fucking around. It's only because should Chet be that high? Sengun's had a better year than Chet.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think Drew Holiday's 47 today. Like Draymond being 50. Draymond's better than Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a better defender than Drew Holiday, and he's shooting 33% from the three this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than Desmond fucking Bane.
Mm-hmm.
He is a smaller Jaren Jackson, but I still think he's better.
Mm-hmm. Julius Randle shouldn't be that high.
Who would you rather have on your team, Sengun or Draymond Green?
Sengun.
Really?
Yeah. What? Are you serious?
I take Draymond over Sengun. I'm not saying as a centerpiece.
I'm not saying that either. I just think today I'd rather have Sengun. He's baby Jokic.
Is DeJounte better than Mikal Bridges?
They're about even, honestly. They're really kind of – I mean, I'm not saying they're the same player, but –
Aaron Gordon's 57. That nigga's a role player.
they're about even, man.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else on here I care about. Michael Porter Jr. is marginalized because he's on a good team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think CJ McCollum is better than Brad Beal. I just think he has a better contract.
Who, Brad?
Caruso,
Brad's not looking all that good right now.
Caruso 68. Jalen Johnson is 71 here.
He's been a really good player, bro. He's been great.
Stock's down, apparently. When you get into the 70s, now we're talking about basketball players that I don't really care about.
What about basketball hell?
What about Zach LaVine being 78 under fucking Austin Reeves and Tyler Hero and Devin Vassell?
Tyler who?
Hero.
No, shouldn't be there.
Is Kuminga better than D'Lo?
Is Kuminga better than D'Lo? This season, they're really about even too.
D'Lo is frustrating, but
But if you keep it 100, they're really about even, man.
KCP 84, Kuzma 85, Trey Murphy 86. Where?
Like, you wouldn't agree with me that they're about even? I bet Young Bull's not on the list, right?
We're at 87. Let's see. Quickly.
Why is Marcus Smart on the list?
Because it was made by the Ringer and he's a Boston guy.
He's really losing his fastball these days, man.
Brogdon 91, RJ Barrett 92, Jabari 93, Colin 96, right above Terry Rozier. And Isaiah Hartenstein made the list.
So did Brandon Miller.
and Grayson Allen top 100.
That's pretty sad. The Suns got 4 guys in the top 100, and they're fighting to not play in the play-in.
Yeah, nah, that's fucking nuts. You want to talk about Drew Holiday's contract? You want to talk about Trae Young coming back and tanking the Hawk season?
Let's start with Drew's contract because I feel like that's going to be even easier because I know we're going to go much more in depth with the Kings. But with Drew's contract, when you sent it originally, I looked at it and the first thing I thought was Chris Paul. I was like, this is going to be that Chris Paul contract that's going to be so bad because Drew is 36, 35.
He's older than me.
I think he's 36, 35 or 36.
He is 33.
Really?
Yeah.
He seems a lot older than that. But nonetheless, okay, if he's 33, that means by the end of the contract, he's 37. I understand he took a back seat because there are 3 guys that are get more shot opportunities than him on that team. And some would even argue Derek White might shoot the ball more than Drew Holiday. Boston constructed a great starting 5 because Derek White and Drew Holiday both play defense and they're big guards. Like, you know what I mean? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are both about 6'8", 6'9". They can both kind of defend any position. And then Porzingis is a rim protector that's 7'4". 7'3", 7'4". Yeah, I think that he's overpaid. But I understood that he's having his most efficient season so far. I think he's still overpaid. Yeah. I think it's a bad deal. I understand why they made it because they said it opens up cap. But, like, you think that it's to make him a trade chip. But my thought is that when he does become a trade chip next year or the year after, how can he be the centerpiece of any deal? Unless it's a player just trying to force their way out.
And that's what I'm thinking. It's a player trying to force their way out.
Yeah, but who's that player? I know that the Donovan Mitchell thing came out of them having to maybe have to trade him if he doesn't sign an extension. I don't think that that's a force-out situation where you trade Drew Holiday, like to where the Cleveland's like, yeah, we'll take it. I think that there's better deals. In a weird way, if the Hawks hold on to Trae Young, they would probably be more enticed to take Trae Young on because they're getting another star player. And Garland's not a big guard either because that was the issue with him and Collin being there. But so neither is Mitchell, right? Like neither. But they've got so much more size elsewhere.
Drew Holiday's listed at 6'5", though.
Yeah, but does that make Cleveland better? No.
No. Losing Donovan Mitchell doesn't make you better.
You know, you're sitting in that situation. You want to know who they'd make a deal with the devil if LeBron stays in LA. They would just trade Austin Reeves and fucking D'Lo to make that deal work. Would it not make sense though? Like, because that's what Reeves probably comes off the bench as a 6-man, or you can really stick Reeves at the 3. You can stick Reeves at the 3. He's like 6'7".
In Boston?
No. I'm saying Cleveland makes the trade with LA. You send – okay, all right. See, now I brought in Donovan Mitchell into the thing.
Yeah, so –
on that end, Drew Holiday, you're not making that you don't make that trade. This is what I'm saying. Like, you don't make that trade. Like, Drew Holiday will be to soak up getting off his contract to get a decent young player. Like a Kobe White-esque, and even he's not a good example because of what seems like his stock's just going to keep going up. But like and plus the Bulls are probably going to build around Kobe White. You're probably trading Zach LaVine for Drew Holiday to send, because Zach's contract looks bad too, and you're going to move off of Zach.
That's another wing though.
I know, but he's not a point. But at this point, Tatum can kind of interchange. Derek White can run the point. Like, they can kind of interchange who runs point. Zach LaVine can kind of run point too. But, like, Zach LaVine's not that tall. Zach LaVine's like 6'5".
Yeah.
Too. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you're trading it for either another bad.
Hey, 1 second, Parlay Pete, go.
You're trading it for either another bad contract or something in that realm. I don't foresee it going any other way. It wouldn't make any sense if it did go any other way. And so it would be hard to believe that they would be able to make that type of deal work without it being in that type of frame. Like it would have to be a deal where they're not getting a star player in return for that contract. They won't get a star player.
What if they want like a Jordan Poole-esque player?
Yeah, a bad contract for bad contract, though. That's what I'm saying. You're not getting a star player. You're either getting another bad contract, maybe a younger player, albeit, either another bad contract, or you might get a younger player and then them dumping another salary that's expiring.
I just don't.
Like how Luau Dang's contract or Timothy Mozgov, how these guys had these bad contracts, but you could attach a decent young asset to it and then get off of it and still get a guy that's good for the locker room that could be a vet. Because think about it, when the Thunder got Chris Paul's throwaway contract, remember, people thought that was like terrible. Like Chris Paul's contract was terrible to some people at the time. Often injured, wasn't as good as he was. He goes to OKC. He turns up. Like he turned up at OKC.
Got him to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Haven't been back since until this year. So yeah, man, let's talk about Trey. Trey made his return back to Atlanta yesterday. And we looked at the record, and the team was better without Trey. Do you want Trey out of Atlanta, or is that just me? I like Trey, by the way.
I think that they have to do something. You can't run it back. And so because you have to do something, it means someone must go. You've only got two. You're not trading Jalen Johnson.
No.
I'm not. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I feel like Capella's deal has got to be expiring this year. Maybe it isn't. It just feels like he's been in Atlanta forever, and I know that he didn't sign an extension when he got here with the Hawks. He signed it in Houston and then got traded.
Nah, he got a 2-year extension.
When? 02? I mean, not 02.
He signed it in. We got one more year of him. He signed it in September of 2021.
So you've got to do something different, and you're not trading Jalen Johnson. So it's like it's either him or Murray has to go. You're not. It's going to be hard to get rid of Hunter too. Like I don't think anyone wants DeAndre Hunter. He's not the defensive player you thought you drafted. Some people. I looked at the way that and he's improved offensively this year, but I think a lot of people looked at DeAndre Hunter as not going to be this good, but like as a baby Kawhi. He was going to be a wing player that started off that was going to be great defensively. We developed him offensively to where he could be a 17-point game guy, but he could also guard your best player every night. He's not really that player. Like he's not worth the $25 million a year that he gets. So I look at it as you probably have got to move off of DeJounte or Trey. Hope that Hunter can be included in any deal. You move off of Trey more than likely because he has more value than DeJounte.
Yeah. And
that's obvious because you were shopping DeJounte this year and you couldn't get Austin Reeves in a deal with the Lakers. You kind of have to. Of course, they would have gladly given up Austin Reeves if we were sending Trae Young to LA. They would have done it, but
twice.
You almost have to trade Trae because his value. He's coming off an injury. Let's start there. Not that that's an injury that's going to linger. It's not like his ACL or Achilles, but like he's coming off an injury. You got to move on from him.
Yeah, so I think that's what needs to happen. I think we go to the play-in. Maybe we beat the Bulls. I don't know if we actually get into the playoffs, but honestly, I'm okay with that because I want the franchise to make moves. And once we made the move off of Travis Slink, who was actually building a pretty good team, we knew we were headed to the shitter.
100%.
Hey, can we talk about Giannis really quickly?
Yeah.
I think he's cooked.
Why? The X-rays came back negative.
Yeah. So did KD's.
Are you saying that this is going to be something that builds on and then he gets injured again? And
I think that it becomes a lingering thing. And once Giannis, and this is his left leg. as a right-handed guy, the leg he jumps off of. I think that if Giannis gets injured, suffers a major injury, and he loses that explosion, he's done because his game is as refined as McCormick's vodka. Yeah, it gets you drunk. It don't feel good getting there.
Well, at what cost?
Exactly. So I think that
Being sick as shit in the morning.
being sick as shit that night.
Never wanting to look at it again.
Saying, I'm done drinking forever.
That lie that people have told themselves millions of times.
I don't think I've ever told myself that lie. Maybe once when I was like 17 or 18. But no, yeah, Giannis, I think if Giannis suffers a major injury, he's cooked because his game just lacks nuance and it's built off of size and explosion. And if he can't explode, what the fuck is he?
That's certainly how his game is built.
Nigga can't shoot. His game is not. There's no smooth razzle dazzle to his game at all. Like I'm 6'11". I'm just gonna
Power my way through the lane, and you're gonna either foul me, or I'm gonna score, and you're gonna foul me.
and they're gonna let me travel and not call it.
Oh, because I'm big as fuck.
Pause. But you know what? If Giannis gets hurt, I think Doc is rooting for Giannis to get hurt because it may save his bacon.
Doc's ass is grass. One way or another. They might not fire him, but he's going to be done sooner rather than later. I think that the time is only ticking on him because then there comes next season. Once you bring him back, and he's like, well, he's got a full season, and then you fall short again. And then it's kind of like he's about to dip out. We got to do something again. We got to make him lay GM. We got to let him make all the moves. That way he can't force himself. Like, he's the one that made the move. And we make it very apparent that he's the one that influences every decision. And then if he still forces his way out, at least basketball world can say it was him and not the organization.
Hey, would you let Doc run Loader Express for a week?
I'm afraid he probably wouldn't get the job done. I'm afraid he wouldn't get the job done. So I'm going to emphatically actually say no to that. Then again, who knows? It's not coaching basketball, so he could be okay at it,
I want to know what information that family has. Austin Rivers is on TV, out of the league. Doc was on TV, out of the league, and then back in the league.
Mm-hmm. Keep talking, by the way. Here, I need to grab something.
I just don't understand what the Rivers family is doing to maintain relevance in basketball world. But Austin doesn't scream, hey, analyst I want to hear from. Been on great teams. Was once a great player. Oh, he was a great prospect and had that one shot against North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take it, But other than that, what has he done? He wasn't iconic. He wasn't like Jalen Rose. He's not funny like Big Perk. Then you look at Doc Rivers. Just man, don't get me talking about Doc McStuffins. Docile Doc. This man how they be like 2 steps forward, 3 steps forward, or 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Doc is 2 steps back, 3 steps forward. So no matter what happens, he keeps progressing. It's fucking nuts. So I don't like it. Not a fan of it. But enough about them. We talked. Adam Silver talked about Jonte Porter. I'm gonna pull up the clip and see if I can get him talking because I think that's something. Oh, The Brooklyn Nets are committed to Ben Simmons and intend to keep him on the roster next season. The Brooklyn Nets are committed to mediocrity. Okay, and we're done here. Find it. Here we go. So Adam Silver, it's the Cardinals saying what he's accused of in the NBA, and the ultimate extreme option I have is to ban him from the NBA. That's Adam Silver speaking on Jonte Porter and his alleged influence on gambling. I'm going to see if I can actually find a YouTube clip, pull it up. I can watch that and discuss it. And we're still 56 minutes away from a possible
Drake.
or Drake diss. Let's see. Adam Silver.
The yes on that is minus. I don't know. It's plus 200, and the no on it is minus 240.
There's the odds for that?
No, I'm making them up right now. I'm bookieing it.
Okay, here we go.
What are we pulling up? The Porter thing, right?
All right, so if Jonte Porter actually did this, do you think he deserves to be banned from the NBA?
I mean, it will follow precedence in baseball when we found out about it. So,
I mean, I'd say you ban him.
yeah.
Just to let
And-
these other
Well, because they can't do business with the gambling anymore if they don't. Because then it's okay.
Well,
Even though he's not the only player that's done it. So,
no, he's not the only player who's done it, and the referees do it. So, are you going to give the referees the same level of scrutiny?
well, the one ref that got caught, they did, right?
Well, the one ref that got caught, but they also killed the internal investigation that the FBI was going to do on the entire league.
At the cost of getting rid of Donnie, yeah.
Because they didn't want the league to look rigged. So it's okay if the referees rig it, but the players can't.
They're all getting banned regardless. Especially once they put out that revenue this year. What they're getting out of it.
Scott Foster still calls games.
Chris Paul still plays games.
And Scott Foster calls Chris Paul's games, and Chris Paul loses those games.
Sounds like you need to bet against Chris Paul.
Anytime. Look here. I don't give out much basketball gambling advice, but if Scott Foster's on a Chris Paul game, take the other side.
Yeah. Spread.
End over end.
He's probably going to get ejected. There's about a 50-50 chance he even gets ejected.
Hey, last basketball topic as we close out hour one. Bronny James declared for the draft, also entered the transfer portal. And a big conversation around Bronny has been the nepotism that could be involved in him getting into the league. I don't care. So what?
Well, look at the Nassus. Look at Porter.
No, it's not the Nassus. It's TA.
Whatever the fuck they call him in Milwaukee. Look at him. I mean, this is nothing new.
Jello Ball got to go to UCLA because Alonzo and Melo Ball.
I'm sure that Jordan's sons at least played in the summer league.
J.R. Smith's brother got a contract with the Knicks. Obi Toppin's brother got to play for the Knicks. Like, what are we talking about?
They were filling out a roster. Come on, because Obi not even the
Hey, but also think about this. Aunt Becky from Full House, she got bammed up for trying to use her money and influence to get her kids a better job. What's the difference? And LeBron's not breaking rules or laws.
All LeBron's saying is yes, I would love to play with my son. It's definitely something I've always wanted to do. So everybody can just put 2 and 2 together with that.
Come on.
I get Bronny, I get LeBron.
And Rich Paul, as LeBron's agent, major power broker in the NBA, can come in and say, hey, Orlando, don't even think about it. Touch Bronny, you won't touch a clutch client again.
And then he'll send his cease and desist. And on that cease and desist, it'll have every clutch client and then the guys that they're about to get.
And here's the crazy thing. If Bronny gets drafted with a second-round pick, who gives a flying fuck? Non-guaranteed contract. And in the NBA, second-round picks typically don't amount to shit. They amount to EuroLeague players or insurance salesmen.
Yeah, well, the guys that
Basketball coaches.
Or
trainers.
Well, guys whose names you can't pronounce that you won't see for 4 or 5 years, and then they'll fizzle out and go back to Europe anyways.
Yeah. Oh, it's Jokic's second cousin twice removed. That nigga's never leaving whatever country the nigga's from. Serbia. That nigga ain't even thought about leaving Serbia.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't even play in the Serbic league. He played in the Kazakhstan league. Like,
as a backup.
What?
That nigga was a knife man.
Hey, but look, he averaged 3.4 points a game, 3.3 assists, and 3.5 rebounds. And that was, him playing 10 minutes.
Hey, and let's be real, Parlay Pete. The NBA dresses 12, has 15 on the roster. Couldn't you and I be number 12 through 15 on that roster?
Yeah,
you know what? I'll say 11 through 15. Nigga, we ain't even got to practice.
Right. Well,
because they're not going fives.
Well, we'll have run when, just like in the game, we'll dress for a game once the starters sit out here at the end of the season. Like the Celtics, they don't have any reason to play their players anymore. Maybe that's why they got blown the fuck out tonight, but they don't have anything to play for. So the starting five's not playing. They're going to be iced out in their Balenciaga, sitting there talking shit, clapping when a nigga gets a dunk that don't ever get a dunk.
And it's like, instead of losing, if we play right, instead of losing by 25, we lose by 35. Who do we hurt? Just the bettors.
If it affects the over-under.
Right. So Bronny being coming in as a rookie as the 11th man on the roster, that nigga's not guaranteed to practice. He has to get up shots with the third assistant after practice to get his work in.
But here's the point. Remember, lay media. He's an NBA defender already. Maybe he'll find his niche as a Tony Allen type guy.
I believe that he's an NBA defender and he's an NBA. I believe he's an NBA player. I just think he has a unique skill set that doesn't relate to points. And if you don't know basketball and understand how basketball works, it's hard to be a role player before you get to the NBA to get to the NBA. Because most NBA role players were stars in high school, more than likely stars in college, and then they get to the NBA and it's like, hey, if you want to make $1 million and get this chain and get this Balenciaga and fuck these strippers for under market value, Nigga, you better sit in a chair.
Right.
And it's like, I bet I'm done shooting.
They're like, how much am I gonna get again? They're like, say less.
Hey, I'm gonna sign you 5 for 25.
Say less.
Hey, coach, I don't really know much about defense, but I'm gonna learn it.
Yeah. And it's just like a third or fourth round, maybe fifth round, actually, NFL player that ends up having to play special teams, right?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I played it like in middle school, but like I ain't really had to line up and be a gunner or, depending on how big you are, protect on punt team, but like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll go down there, I'll find somebody and put my hands on them, and then if the nigga with the ball comes by, I'll try my best to wrap him up. Like,
it's like, hey man, I got 1.5 for you over 3, and if this nigga right here gets hurt, you're next. You know what? I didn't want to sell insurance anyways. I don't want to coach football.
Sign me up.
And I don't want to go to rehab like Stetson Bennett.
Just taking shots at Stet, huh? What did Stet do to you except bring a championship?
Stet did nothing bad to me. I thought Stet was going to be what I think Lad McConkey is going to be.
Stet?
I thought that with an opportunity, he was going to be good. And that nigga's been talking to his fucking shrink and drinking water all day, every day. Cause
who, Stet?
Yeah, he's like that kid. Did you see that the meme from Mississippi State, the 5th-year senior who had an undeclared major?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so there's a meme floating around. It's a 5th-year senior baseball player from Mississippi State, and his major is undeclared, and it's like, that's Stetson Bennett without the rings.
Undeclared.
I'm here to play ball. I'm here to play ball.
Well, he's not a grad, obviously.
I'll tell you, that grad stuff is nonsense.
Yeah, it's malarkey, but
they put them in a grad program that they don't have to apply to. And second semester, if you're a basketball player, you're not going to class.
Yeah, as soon as that tournament ends, you dropped out. If you know you're going to the league.
I know somebody who was a 5th-year guy, and he wasn't even in grad school.
Yeah, it's malarkey.
He was just at a program where it wouldn't raise enough eyebrows.
It's almost like a work study that these niggas take on. And like,
it's work study at the computer lab. I remember I had work study at the computer lab, and she told me, she's like, hey man, if you just show up every day, I'll give you your 20 hours. And I dead ass told her, I'm like, yeah, you want me to show up during my nap time though.
Well, she's giving you the time that nobody else wants to be there.
Yeah, like she's giving me
that actually are supposed to be there.
Bro, my time was like 4 to 8. And I'm like, dog, that's dinner?
Literally right after everything's been done, and then I get off right in time for when things are getting started. I got to reboot.
Yeah, that's dinner. That's Hump Wednesday. That's nap. No. Anything else you want to hit an hour 1.5, Parlay Pete?
I think we pretty much covered a lot of basketball here.
Yeah, we have. Let's see, that's 119, 18. Hey guys, hour 1 wrapped it up like a Trojan man. Time for hour 2. Hour 2, we're still going to keep it in the hoops realm a little bit, but we're going to take it to the amateurs. And I don't even know if they're actually amateurs because of NIL. But let's talk about the Final Four. We didn't really talk any Final Four. Women's basketball had a crazy buzz. Caitlin Clark versus South Carolina and in the Fighting Don Staley Gamecocks got 12 million viewers, dude.
I thought it was 18.
You know what? You're right. It was 18. 12
They outdid the men for sure by like 3 million, 4 million people.
They outdid the NBA.
I'm sure they outdid baseball every night of the World Series.
I know
Nice combined.
they outdid hockey combined over a year.
Hockey's honestly is getting so much better though. I like hockey. It really has nothing to do with betting. Like hockey's actually entertaining. And plus those are some of the best games to go to.
I've heard.
Yeah. I enjoy a nice because it's kind of cool in the arena. So like if it's a hot day outside, like the first hockey game I went to was in May in LA. It wasn't hot in LA like that. It wasn't hot. It was 80 degrees, but like nice and cool. Cold beer. People singing Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
People singing My Own Worst Enemy. It's no surprise to me that I am my own worst enemy. Because every now and then I kick the living shit. And then like they cut the music off while they're playing because it was like a commercial or intermission. And like everybody's, please tell me why my car's in the front. That's why my shoes are in the rear. Like
this right here?
This shit. This is hey. You know, people. I love Paramore. Like when it comes to this era of rock and stuff. But like, give me this.
No, so I went to House of Blues in San Diego one night.
Really? Who'd you catch there?
Well, I've been there a few times. I caught 2 Chainz and Young Dolph there. Last time I saw Young Dolph, R.I.P. But it was a cover band doing like these types of songs. And I was with a group of people where Josh actually met Ashley. Like the people
Really?
Yeah, before they met.
Cute little story to tell.
Absolutely. And for a good hour of that night, I was having the time of my life because they were playing like all the rock songs from like middle school and high school, like, you know, My Chemical Romance,
All American Rejects, Fallout Boy.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Who was that? Who made American Idiot?
Green Day.
Green Day, yeah, all of that stuff, you know, the stuff that depends on who we're talking to. We're not supposed to know those songs. But
Those are like, you know, man, those songs are more in terms of helping a motherfucker grow up. Those songs are more impactful than the rap.
Well, if we're being honest,
rap music.
I feel like for us in the lives that we've lived, rap music doesn't really relate to our everyday lives.
Most of it.
Like, nigga, we don't trap. And we don't pay for sex. Like, oh, you pay for sex, you sell drugs, you rob people, you shoot people. Can't relate.
All right. Never thought about doing it.
No, man. I go to work and I earn my money and I afford my lifestyle in a way that if I get audited by the IRS, I'm good.
Yeah.
I may have missed a little line item here or there. Not enough to get locked up for, just enough for them to say, hey, man, I'm going to need 500 back, man. We gave you a little too much. But anyway, so let's talk a little college basketball, man. Women's college basketball stole the show. I mean, it started with the Elite Eight having Jesus Christ. Having
for yourself, Lee.
Man, look here, I'm still in the protocol.
Excuses.
Having LSU versus Iowa. That was Elite Eight still, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Elite Eight. We did, because obviously I was off last week.
Yep.
We did talk about that going into.
We talked about the lead up, but we didn't talk about the fallout, boy. But we had the rematch of Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Angel Reese has the most unrefined post.
You mean OJ versus the state of California? Because that's basically how the verdict, however it was going to end, we knew what was going to happen. Funny story, seriously, real quick. Me and Justice went to Whole Foods after we went to the gym. There's a Whole Foods on West Paces Ferry because that's headed back to the city. So we're leaving the gym. I go to Whole Foods for certain stuff. So we stop there and stop at Whole Foods. And as we're walking in, there's a white woman walking out, probably 50-ish, early 50s. I don't think late 40s. No, I mean, I wouldn't have banged her.
Nice rack.
Just a woman, bro. And she looked like somebody's mom that could potentially be getting ready to be a grandmother. But point being, she was wearing a black and yellow sweatshirt that said Iowa women's basketball. And Justice made the remark, well, we know what side of history she stood on. And it was a fact because it's just like, we know where she stands. Because who the fuck in Atlanta, Georgia is wearing an Iowa women's, and it specifically said Iowa women's basketball. And look, to her defense, what I told him, I said, well, look at it this way. She could be one of the few Iowans that live in Georgia, in Atlanta specifically. Maybe she went to Iowa. Who knows?
It's the equivalent to a MAGA hat.
Sure. Yes, sure.
This is where I'm at with it.
Yeah. And it's a unique thing to wear, right? It'd be like if somebody saw somebody wearing I'm trying to think of a super duper obscure team to see here. And I don't want to do college. I want to do pro.
Bro, it's the Chargers fan in Atlanta. Like, nigga, what?
Yeah, just
I don't have a national
what
fan.
does that have to do with anything? Why are you wearing this here? And so it was interesting.
Yeah, but I you know what? I don't care what people say. I don't think this is Magic versus Bird Part 2 because, hey, black Twitter, black people, don't kill me for this. Angel Reese is not Magic, but Caitlin Clark is definitely Bird or better.
Absolutely.
Stoking those racial flames for a sports rivalry, it fucking works.
It's so great, though, because it brings everybody together.
Yeah, because Black America rallied behind LSU and their coach who may not even care for black people and South Carolina. And I know y'all niggas don't know none of them hoes' name on South Carolina. Y'all don't know.
They might know what's her face, the center, the Brazilian.
You may know Camila Cardoso, but y'all don't know Diamond Johnson. I don't know anybody else because they ain't pretty. They hoop.
They're dykes.
I didn't say that.
I did.
PC Pete.
They're dykes.
I think they like women.
That. There's nothing wrong with being a dyke. They are.
I don't
want me to say
that they're I don't know. I can't even come up with some bullshit. But no.
They're a part of the alphabet gang. I mean, what difference does it make?
It makes no difference because guess what? What we got out of it was good basketball.
Yes.
Except from Angel Reese because she was 7 for 21 as a big. And she just couldn't like reverse pivot and hit a baby hook.
Yeah.
When the defense was just on her on one side. Hey, Angel, pivot the other way, and you have a wide open layup. But she's been working out with Chris Brinkley, so that's gonna get fixed. Kind of like Giannis's footwork working out.
She is an Atlanta Dream player.
But apparently she's going to Minnesota, so we're gonna have Angel and Ant-Man turning up Minnesota.
I like Minnesota.
But I liked it, man.
He just called Sabonis for his second travel in a row.
I mean, he did.
I need to see it.
I just watched it, man.
Looks like he's getting pushed. Yeah, he did definitely move that foot, his pivot foot, but he didn't take a dribble yet either.
NBA travel.
Maybe he moved his foot before the ball hit the ground, but I don't know. He looked like he was getting moved. Whatever.
But here's what I don't like about what's been going on with this growth in women's basketball interest is the haters like Diana Taurasi.
Yes. I'm glad we got to this point. Go ahead.
Because
I want you to kill her first, and then I'll add.
Let me see if I can find her quote, because I want to pull up her quote, and then I kind of just want to unleash on Diana Taurasi, because Diana Taurasi is a hater. But here's what sucks about our show is that we do once a week and we share things for like a week.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that we share doesn't make the show, but we have to just put it there. You know what? It's not there. I'm gonna go to YouTube. Let me find this because I didn't like it one freaking bit. Diana Taurasi hating on Caitlin Clark. And dog, you just can't be mad that somebody is elevating the game better than you are. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Sure, here we go.
Undefeated South Carolina head coach Don Staley had a lot of us tearing up as South Carolina finished their undefeated season with another championship. I am sure Staley's legacy will continue to shine in the WNBA.
Okay, get on my face. You're not attractive.
As declared for Monday's draft. But all eyes are, of course, on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Reese is expected to go second to the LA Sparks, while Clark is expected to go first and team up with former South Carolina Gamecock Aaliyah Boston, who made an immediate impact for the Indiana Fever in her rookie season. Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark together will make the Fever very fun to watch. But Mercury's Diana Taurasi, who's coming up on her 20th season in the WNBA, had a strong message for Caitlin Clark, who repeatedly seems unstoppable. Speaking with ESPN's Scott Van Pelt, Taurasi said, quote, "Reality is coming. You look superhuman playing against some 18-year-olds, but you're going to come play with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time." Let me know if you're looking forward to this season as well. Follow us on Instagram at the phone.
All right, Jackie, I need you to shut your fucking mouth. Oh, look, Diana Taurasi, stop hating. Here's the thing about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark elevated women's basketball in a way that you couldn't. Yes, you made people watch women's basketball when you were in college at UConn because y'all were dominant. You were great. But you were at a great program. It's like being Grant Hill at Duke. You know, hey, I'm amazing, but so are my teammates. Caitlin Clark is what you want out of an NFL quarterback. Somebody who didn't get the offers from the top programs, who goes to a lesser program and elevates that program. Now, remember this. Gino didn't offer Caitlin. When she played for Team USA out of high school.
With Paige.
She came off the bench behind Paige. She came off the bench behind Haley Van Lith, who she lit up. Oh, my God. She beat her like Drake did Meek when he dropped back-to-back. She beat her like Diddy did Meek after the Michael Rubin party. Like, stop.
She beat her like a lot of niggas in this podcast would beat her. But John, but anyway,
hey.
If they're single men, and she was a willing participant,
but
she beat her up like
Tommy Hitman Hearns did Martin on that episode.
No, I was about to go even darker than that. Like TD Jakes at a Diddy party and how the power bottom gets ran through apparently.
Power But that's the thing. It's nothing but hate. There's no love there. And what Diana Taurasi needs to understand is we loved you in college, but the second you left UConn, we stopped giving a fuck about you.
Yeah.
You know, when you came to the league, they didn't change arenas when you showed up. They didn't jack up ticket prices when you showed up. And if that bothers you because you think you're a better basketball player than she is, okay, go prove it with your 40-year-old ass.
She'll have every opportunity to.
Y'all play each other 8 times because there's only 4 teams in the WNBA. I watch. But Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark plays like Steph Curry. Caitlin Clark has a grip of the ball. Caitlin Clark will pull up from anywhere and yank that shit. And then she'll talk her shit after. Don't be mad because the generation after you has a different skill set. Guess what? Caitlin Clark got to watch players that you didn't get to watch growing up. She got to model her game after players that you didn't get to model your game at after growing up. Caitlin Clark got to watch you and look at the holes in your game and say, let me make sure I don't have those holes. Caitlin Clark, like people talk about, oh, what's going to happen when they can't hide her on defense? What's going to happen when she's playing against better competition? What y'all aren't thinking about is Caitlin Clark's not playing at UConn. Caitlin Clark's not playing at South Carolina. Caitlin Clark's not playing at LSU. Caitlin Clark is playing at fucking Iowa. Caitlin Clark brought in $58 million to the Iowa economy just off of her playing basketball. And when Caitlin Clark leaves Iowa in about 3 or 4 days, she's probably already disenrolled from her classes. She ain't finishing that shit. Fuck that.
Well, if she's getting her degree, she'll finish. But it's all going to be online. And let's keep it 100.
She ain't doing that work.
Well, it don't matter. They're going to be like, Caitlin, we looked at your grades. You could get a 0 on everything, and you're going to pass these classes.
With B's.
And then they wink at her.
Right. But what Caitlin Clark has done is different than anyone else because most of the best women's basketball players came through the best programs. She didn't. Right. She set records that y'all didn't set. She scored points that y'all couldn't score. She dropped dimes that y'all couldn't drop. So stop hating and be happy because if you really care about the growth and elevation of the women's game, you should care about this wave that Caitlin Clark has created for herself in your game. Because I promise you, Diana Taurasi, you haven't gotten me to a TV since the day you left UConn. You haven't.
You mean when even though she had BG, that didn't
do nothing for me. Yeah, you know who gets people to a TV? Gets people to an arena? Kelsey Plum and the Las Vegas Aces. You know who gets people to a TV? Who gets people to an arena? Sabrina Ionescu and the New York Liberty and Bree Stewart. Yeah, they get people watching the WNBA, and they have Caitlin Clark and Big Boston in Indiana. That's gonna get people to watch the WNBA. Sorry, Diana Taurasi. You sound like the old NBA heads right now. You're washed. You're not. It's a new wave, and you just got to ride it and accept it. And hopefully you get a better back end deal off of it, or not. You get to be Dr. J, the great that was, who gets to come back and champion the game. But you didn't get the max contract that Caitlin Clark did. Caitlin Clark might get the first $1 million max contract in that league. And if you care about women's basketball.
Right, because she's on her way out anyways. So it's kind of like, well, what's all the hate for? And it's just, like you said, you're going to get to play against her. Show it. Because guess what? You're a guard too. Oh, especially as an old head talking like that. That would be like if LeBron got on the shot and was like, Wemby ain't shit. Like type shit. And
LeBron wouldn't do that.
I know he wouldn't, but I'm just saying because is she not the all-time leading scorer in WNBA history?
Who cares?
Well, I'm just curious. I'm almost certain. I feel like it was her. Let me see.
I'm looking it up right now. Let me see. Diana Taurasi, yeah, she's the all-time leading scorer.
All right, so I thought so. So there we go. So we've got the most, certainly by that metric, the most.
Bro, it's Diana Taurasi by a lot. She has 10,069 points, averaging 19 a game. Tina Thompson is number 2 at 7,500 roughly. Tamika Catches at 7,400.
Yeah, so like LeBron, like she's just adding on at this point. And so, like I said, by that metric, you could say that she's the best scorer. Now, I don't think
she's the best women's player that we've seen college all the way throughout in our life.
She's a Hall of Famer. She's a Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer. Yeah.
A legit one, not like Chauncey Billups or Vince Carter.
Well, I hate to say it, Caitlin Clark could be average in the WNBA, and she's a Hall of Famer too. So that goes to show the barriers for entry to get into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Caitlin Clark is a meal ticket, dog. Like it may.
Do you think it helps that she went to Indiana?
You mean?
Or
yeah.
that she's gonna get drafted by the Fever? Like,
yeah, because Indiana
basketball state. Right?
Indiana loves basketball. She has Aaliyah Boston there with her, and that's going to be a nasty 2-woman game. Imagine them in the pick and roll.
Imagine the first Vegas Aces Indiana Fever game in Vegas.
Well, they're playing at T-Mobile.
I know, but I'm saying like it's
being there.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to be there.
Well, niggas are gonna be, yeah. They're like, shit. I gotta go to this W. Hey, that's a WNBA game where you show up and you're like, man, let me just get some tickets, and then it's like, you don't already have tickets. They're like, good luck.
Exactly, and here's the thing, man. I think the old head should be happy about that.
Zion's a hoe ass nigga.
It's growing your game. If you care about the product itself and not trying to protect your legacy, Diana Taurasi is solidified.
Correct.
Like, we won't get on here and be like, yo, Diana Taurasi is some cheeks.
Well, because she's not. We can't lie to ourselves.
No, she's averaged almost 20 points per game in her career, man. That's amazing.
We've watched enough ball to not be haters like her, you know?
And do I think Caitlin Clark's going to have a learning curve? Yes. Do I think she may hit a rookie wall? I don't know because they don't play enough games.
Hater.
But like, when somebody can shoot from 30 off the dribble, that's different. She's not like Gino runs a system. Like, if you watch UConn, Paige Beckers could score more points if Gino just said, hey, Paige, cook.
I was so disappointed in that game, by the way, because I know that's kind of how we really got started talking about the Final Four. I was so disappointed in that game. Now, granted, I took UConn as a dog. They were up 12. As a matter of fact, here, I'm going to send you real quick my parlay from that day and what I faced in terms of should I cash out or not, and I didn't cash out. Check your text messages now.
Got it.
I have the amount of money I stood to win covered up, but put it this way.
I see the cash out.
Yeah, but put it this way. The Pacers game was over. They had won. The Rangers game was over. They had won. The Royals game was over. They had won. And the under in that Mariners-Brewers game had hit. So it was down to Connecticut and the Diamondbacks. I don't know how much baseball you've been keeping up with, but the Braves swept the Diamondbacks. So that should tell you that clearly the Diamondbacks were up a ton on the Braves. I didn't cash out for that reason because I was like, man, they're up 4 and there's 2 innings left. And it was halftime of the Connecticut game. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, gosh, you know, I only bet $500 on this. This is a nice little payout. If I did pull it out, I can rebet, right? Like, you know, you could do that. So it was pretty sad. At the end of the day, the Braves ended up coming back. So I guess I wasn't that upset because both of them lost. But the whole time I was looking at it, I just couldn't. Every single time, man, I just kept saying to myself, why the fuck is Paige not shooting the ball enough? Like, bro, she just was not. I was blown away because I saw what she did against Juju and USC. She had 28, like 8 and like 7. And
But even in that game, she was playing in the system.
And of course, she bricked that 3. I'm not blaming her, but that she had a wide open look at the end of the game that was huge that she had missed. Now, this was before all that other stuff. Like she missed a shot that she really shouldn't have missed. Or I thought maybe you go to the hole.
Yeah, I'm with you. Don't settle for the 3.
Look at the Kings, bro. The Kings are imploding before our eyes. De'Aaron Fox just threw the ball like at the ref. Or he threw it at somebody. Let's see.
That's a whole ass tech.
That's
a whole ass.
Oh, it's because he underthrew it, and it was really he didn't throw it to him. He bounced. He did actually bounce it.
He was expressing his frustration, but that's a whole ass tech.
If he had did it overhand, I don't think he would have gotten the tech.
Hey, don't ever overhand like that again. You look very unathletic. And I know you're more athletic than that.
I know that, but I'm saying if he had overhand, I'm looking at it as if he had. Well, what do you want me to do, Lee?
I don't know, nigga. Nigga chest pass shit.
Well, all right. He could have did the same. Now he just cost his team a point and the ball because that was an offensive foul. He ran into him.
Yeah, it was offensive.
It's stupid. You're down fucking 8. The game's not over. Like you still can win. You need to win. This game means something to you. You're at home and your team is spiraling out of control. But
hey, I was just looking at Martha Stewart on this Discover commercial. I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Martha or Jeannie Buss?
Jeannie.
Okay.
And you want to know why?
Bigger bag?
Yeah. Lakers games, nigga? What? I grew up a Laker. I am a Laker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on. That's an easy answer. The looks of both ain't that far. It ain't that far off to the point of where I'm like, oh yeah, she looks better than her. Like, nigga, they both old and white. Actually, Martha Stewart might be older than Jeannie. Martha Stewart's got to be getting ready to push 70. Here, you look up Martha. I'm gonna look up Jeannie.
All right. Martha Stewart.
All right, I got Jeannie's age.
Martha Stewart's 82.
All right, Jeannie's 62. What are we talking about? They don't look that far off.
No.
That's like saying, like, well, you bang Cher. And Cher's got to be like 75. There's a nigga banging Cher. That dude.
That nigga from LA.
Yeah, there's like a nigga that used to bang like Amber Rose that like is banging her or something. It's like one of Tiger's boys or something.
Alexander Edwards.
AE, yes, that is the dude's name.
Yeah, Cher's 77. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, these are old broads.
What about Madonna?
The BBL is too much. But yeah, I'm getting behind it. So what? Doesn't look good on her at all. Like it looks. We know it's fake, but like.
Yeah, nah, she didn't go to Kim's doctor.
And that's why Kim is posting, like, because Kim knows that it still is appealing. And
yeah, no, Kim said this ain't.
I'm the originator of this shit in reality.
Kim said this ain't Texas, it's Turks. Pipe down, Beyonce. You local hoe. But do you think Caitlin Clark struggles coming into the NBA or WNBA, or do you think she's actually a day
20
one
game easily rookie year? 20, yeah.
Do you think Angel Reese struggles coming into the WNBA?
Yeah, because there's more talented big women, like an Aaliyah Boston, like a Asia Wilson. Like there's just more talented, and there's not that many teams. So remember, they got to keep playing each other. So yeah, like I think that she doesn't come in. Put it this way: in the Elite Eight game, I think she had 18 and 20, 17 and 20, something like that. So like she won't put up a game like that.
She had like 20 and 17 on 7 of 21 shooting.
She struggled shooting, but she went to the line a lot. So, no, I don't think that she comes in and is doing what I think Caitlin Clark, there's a better chance she comes in doing what she's doing in college than it is Angel Reese does what she does. And there's a higher expectation on one end, too.
All right, so 5 years from now, who do you think's Who do you think is the face of the WNBA?
Caitlin Clark.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Well, Asia Wilson will still be.
No. I'm going to give you some options. I'm going to give you some options. Who do you think is fuckface? Who's the better player? Paige.
Why'd you bring up face? Oh, face of the league. I'm sorry.
Paige.
Out of there.
Who do you think is the better player? Paige, Caitlin, or Juju?
I think Juju is going to be a better individual player. And here's why. Because when I watched her play UConn, I hadn't really watched USC play.
She ain't got no help.
A nigga, she plays like a nigga.
The way she gripped the ball.
I saw her get up and like do one of this in and out, but like she looks like a nigga out there.
No, like
the ball handle was too much. It was too niggerly for me, bro.
The way Juju,
a freshman, so we have to put that into account.
27
she has 3 more years of like getting better. She could go to the WNBA now. She's not better than Caitlin Clark, though, in my opinion.
No, like the way Juju loses the ball and gets it back.
But so much in 5 years, I still think Caitlin Clark will be. Because you start talking about that's her second year. I still think Caitlin Clark is going to be her league.
Juju is 6'2".
Caitlin Clark 6'1".
I got something for you. Is Caitlin Clark the floor of attractiveness for a marketable woman?
Is Caitlin Clark the floor of attractiveness?
Because she's not hot, but she's not.
I don't think she's ugly. She looks like a chick from Iowa, bro. Like middle America plain. Like I don't think she's ugly. Like there are people that are like, I don't think she's ugly. Like I'm not like attracted to her. Like I don't think she's cute, but like she's not ugly. Like put it this way: if Caitlin Clark wanted to bang me, would I bang her? Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying
mainly because she's Caitlin Clark. But if she was just a regular chick,
if you met her at
like she was the same height as me, but like
if you met her at a dive bar and she said her name was Katie, and you didn't realize who she was, and she's like, "Hey, let's get an Uber," are you gonna be like,
"I'm good. I got other things to do"?
Yeah, no, you're not gonna say that. So I say that to say I think Caitlin Clark is like the floor of attractiveness for a marketable woman. And this may sound super misogynistic, but hey, dog, Bree Stewart, you can't market Bree Stewart to us, dog.
Oh, Bree's fucked up. The teeth. I told you what I thought Breonna Stewart looked like when the WNBA Finals was on. What did I say?
She reminds me of Skeletor.
It wasn't that. That ain't what I said. Bro, Jose Alvarado, whoever that is, who's that? You know what's so sad? The Pelicans are like a team that's going to get smacked come playoff time. They're playing really well. They're going to get so smacked. If they're the 6 and they play, like the Thunder would love to play the Pelicans because they will beat them in 5 games.
Who's dog number 40 for the Pelicans with the mask on?
That's one of the brothers. One of the Duke brothers.
Plumlee.
Yeah, that's a Plumlee. I'm almost certain that's a Plumlee.
Let me see.
He looks like a Plumlee. That's a Plumlee. Let me see.
Not Mason. Maybe Miles.
Oh, it's Cody Zeller. My bad.
So,
I got it mixed up with the white guys.
You got white guys who went to college in North. No, because Cody Zeller
went to Indiana.
Cody went to Indiana and Tyler went to North Carolina.
Yeah. I got the brothers mixed up. My bad. But I knew that he was – when you see a tall white guy that's actually getting some tick, you're like –
Plumlee.
Right. Well, because think about it. Then there's the Lopez twins, but they're twins. So Zion's fucking – you want to know what it is? The Kings don't have any defenders that can guard anyone.
Yeah, no.
Like, they don't play defense. And it's like, if they don't shoot the ball extremely well, they're fucked. That was a foul. They didn't call and 1. That was a foul there at the end.
Hey, you want to talk about Coach Cal?
Yeah, let's talk about Coach Cal.
It's soft firing. You know, we kind of called it here. Day up.
Yeah. Well, it was weird when they said he was coming back because it was just like, well, how does he come back? I was like, the amount of pressure on him to I told you initially, I was like, if he didn't make an Elite Eight, that was it. I mean, he would have had to, and even then they might have thought about firing him depending on who they lost to in the Elite Eight. If he got that far, like they would have had to think about it still because it would have been a mutual parting, but it ended up working out for all parties. Like I said, everybody won here except Kentucky now because they're getting BYU's coach. But Cal won, Arkansas won for sure.
I mean, absolutely. And you know who else won? The SEC won because they kept Cal in the SEC. And
he got some drama for a game when he returns to Rump Arena.
And you know he's going to bring in top-end talent to a program where, look, Eric Musselman couldn't recruit what Cal recruits.
Well, and then here's another thing. With the portal, he'll be able to maybe bring some of his guys in.
If he wants to.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked at that roster.
Hey, Link did it with Caleb, right?
I mean, he looked at that
roster. It's gonna come back for their second year. He could get him.
Look here, man. Cal pulled a Dion with better PR.
More backing. Even though he's not getting paid more backing.
Yeah.
Tyson, Walmart, and Jerry.
Tyson, Walmart, and Jerry Jones. He might have the biggest slush fund in college basketball.
Really? You think?
Yeah.
Well, yes, if you consider those people, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't think that they boosted that much money because they would have had a Cal by now if they did. So, like,
I think
maybe now they will because he is there. And same with the football program. The football program will be better. So I don't know if they're spending more. I don't know if they care enough about it, I guess is what I'm saying.
I think they will care enough about it with the right person at the helm. And I think Cal is somebody because I think he has a $5 million slush fund per year for NIL.
Okay.
And that doesn't count in the brown bags because those still exist. I think people forget that the brown bags still exist in recruiting.
Yeah, it's even easier to do it though. But I feel like that's now used for the transfer guys that aren't they're good guys, but they're not good guys.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
So I think Kentucky's going in the wrong direction, going after BYU's coach, and they need to go after Billy D. The Bulls are going to fire him.
We'll go after Billy D.
The Bulls are going to fire him.
The Bulls are moving on. Like, yeah, the Bulls are they're moving on.
Zach LaVine out of there. Vucevic out of there. DeMar DeRozan, 39 points tonight, out of there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's hit some quick NFL stuff.
Guys, here's what we're doing. We're going to run the
Are we moving on to hour two?
Hey, I got you.
No.
Right. I got you.
We got started a little late, too.
All here to do what Falcons do. Look at that.
Let's talk about Coach Ra.
Let's talk about Coach Ra.
So you sent me Coach Ra's his first little talk with the team.
Involuntary, not even many can't. I don't even know what they call it.
They call it OTAs, involuntary OTAs. And Coach Ross said, we got these team goals, right? Jesse wants to win a Super Bowl. And you can't win it today, but you can definitely start working towards that shit. Oh, here he goes. Or not. Come on, Coach Ross. Talk to me now.
Jesse want to win a Super Bowl, and you cannot win it today, but you can certainly start working towards that. You definitely can. And this is what it's all for, because I believe this in my whole heart of everything. Hustling, right? Hustling. It is the first thing that we have to do. We got to outrun the South, right? Let's be real. We got to outrun the South. We win the South, we go to the playoffs. You get in the playoffs, you don't know what the can happen. You just don't. Anything, right? Hustling precedes everything. Is everybody with me? Break it up, man. We got these team go.
So sounds like Coach Ross trying to build a culture of, hey, my nigga, just play hard.
Sure, and I think what it is too is that the perception of the Falcons must change.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is a big reason they brought me in, because we got to change the perception of this organization. Because even in what I would consider the organization's heyday with Matt Ryan, things weren't what they should have been from a perception. The Falcons have always been looked at as such a finesse team.
Yeah.
And I think that he wants to change, like, organizationally, the perception not being that, like, they're soft, they are a front runner type team. Like, because that is kind of what the Falcons have been. CJ McCollum is sticking his dick deep into the not the Crest City. What is Sacktown? What do they call that? Outside of Sacktown.
I don't know. Yeah,
And
no, he's acting like he got Ruby Rose for a night.
Actually, better yet, he's sticking his dick deep into the beam. How about that? There we go.
No, yeah, he's lighting the beam up right now.
The Kings are so bad. But you know what? Like I said, too, the Pelicans, if they run into, like, they're a team, if let's say they're in that top six, this is a team that everybody would want to face, too, in that top six. Like, you kind of are praying that that's your matchup. I mean, we know that Dallas and the Clippers are set at 4 and 5, but whoever gets the 3, you're kind of all right with losing. Because wouldn't you rather play them than the Suns or Lakers or Warriors? Because that's basically what that's going to be. With the Pelicans winning, whoever's going to be the 1 and 2, they're going to play one of those 3. It's going to be the Warriors, Lakers, or Suns. Like, I wouldn't want to play them. I would want to be the 3 seed.
I'm with you.
Is that not the sweetest spot? Even with Brandon Ingram, I would want to play the Pelicans.
Just for anybody who cares, it's 12:01 and Drake has not dropped anything.
Nigga bum.
Let's see. Did Kendrick drop? No. We know if Drake didn't drop. Kendrick definitely did.
How about Future? Is Future shit out? Let's go.
Yeah, they've dropped. But I mean, that's a full album. Like,
I know, but let me see what.
You can't see the features.
Oh,
Same thing like you did last time.
hold on. Damn, it's so long, too. There's 2 discs.
Yeah, I know. It's an hour and a half. I'm gonna be up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock tonight listening to this shit.
Damn. All right, well, we'll figure it out. Sacramento out of the building.
But not only did we bring in Coach Ra, who I think is trying to bring in a more physical football team, because as pretty as Rams football looks, Sean McVay is a physical football coach. He cares about the running game, running game opening up the passing game, and I think that's super important, which we haven't had really since the Michael Burner Turner days, if we're being honest, early Matt Ryan.
Well, and we have the running backs to do it. I mean, that's what makes it so frustrating. We already know what Tyler Algier can be, and Bijan's potential, I think if he's used properly, we saw what he could definitely be. He clearly has got the footwork of.
I mean, how many tackles?
Is there a running back low-key with better footwork than him based on just the little bit of stuff that we did see?
I don't think so. How many negative 3-yard gains did he turn into 2-yard gains?
A lot.
Just from not getting tackled in the backfield.
Or just being a dumb fucking toss play, and it's like there was 2 people in front of him, and he like shake, bake, and then he made it to that 3rd defender, and he's able to still extend himself.
Yeah. So I'm excited. We also went to the scrap heap to pick up some players. We signed. Let me see. Who do we sign?
King from the Packers.
King from the Packers.
I had D line and DN from the Commanders. The wrong DN from the Commanders.
And Antonio Hamilton.
Another
corner. A slot corner. So I guess what they're telling us is, I hear we're going to go pass rusher first round unless we can trade back and get a quarterback that we like.
Yeah, but who would the quarterback be that you like? I mean,
I think it's Penix. I don't think they brought him in for a top 30 visit for no reason.
who's this that you DM me, by the way?
What did I DM you? Was it Filth?
Somewhat.
Let me see. What the hell did I DM you? I don't remember these things. Oh, I don't know. I just thought it was worth your eyes.
I agree with Cam though on the most athletic, by the way. But here we can get to that, I guess, even later too.
Yeah, let's talk about Cam Newton because Cam Newton has kind of been dropping some bombs on the Falcons. He's for one, this is not a bomb on the Falcons. He said the state of Georgia is the most athletic state, and it's not even close. Let's see. Do we have him talking?
I don't know if it's not close, but I do think that he's absolutely right.
I think it has a lot of
talking about two because I don't think he's just talking football. We're talking football, basketball, and hell, throw baseball in too.
Well, hold on. Let me play the clip so we can hear what he says.
The state of Georgia is the most athletic state. California, somebody gonna say California. But cool. Somebody gonna say Florida too. But dog, we're talking about a state that's not that big. Mm-hmm. California, you got so much space. Florida, take IMG out of it.
Okay,
that's a boarding school. People from other states go to that. Don't count. I'm talking about born and raised in that state where it's real high school. Mm-hmm. Where you from? Georgia.
So
hold on. Let's just keep Cam
Newton is saying.
I'm kind of rocking with Cam because
I agree with this.
Because I also think Georgia offers a unique dynamic in the sense of we have physical athletes and we have finesse athletes. Like a lot of them people out of California, bro, they just finesse. Except for
Brock Bowers.
Huh?
Brock Bowers is a California dude.
He's from Napa.
He's from California.
As somebody who's lived in multiple parts of California, I will tell you that it is different the further north you get. You get a different human being and you get different politics.
But I'm just saying, it's still California. It doesn't change what he's.
Yeah. But California is also
Bowers is different. I'm just saying that's a different dude.
California is a whole coast. So if you want to throw Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Virginia, and even hell DC into
Louisiana.
Well, they don't
on this list.
They don't speak English in Louisiana.
But they got some guys.
Yeah, what the fuck else they gonna do out there?
I don't know, but they got the guys though.
Yeah, they got
bro. The Pelicans are just like shooting threes every time they come down and they're making them.
I'm telling you, the Pelicans are like
nigga. They're out in 5 if they draw the right person in that first round. I don't believe in them. Now we already knew the Kings sucked. Yeah. But I've been talking about how I was like, man, everybody wants them. Look at that. Cody Zeller is out here doing pull-ups.
The Pelicans
in the basketball game, he doing pull-ups.
The Pelicans got their night with Ruby Rose, and they're taking full advantage.
She lives in Sacramento?
No, I'm just
okay. I got you.
You know, they're just dropping dick. But
hold on 1 second, by the way. I'll be right back.
Here we go. Yeah, you put me on the spot right now. But I think Georgia is one of the most athletic states. You look at per capita. And as somebody who's also lived in multiple parts of Georgia, man, I live in South Georgia. I watch football down here. I go to games. Man, it's different. People think that the Atlanta Extended is where the football is at. But in South Georgia, man, these people, they live, eat, breathe high school football. It's their life. They don't go to Falcons games. They don't go to Bulldogs games because I'm close to Alabama. They don't go to Auburn games. They don't go to Alabama games. I'm close to Tallahassee. They don't go to Florida State games. Man, they go watch high school football on Friday. And one of the schools down here where I'm at, Lee County High School, man, it's a pipeline. It's a pipeline. But Cam Newton has also made waves talking about some other stuff as well. Let me see if I can find some of the posts. And I can't because it's too far back. Let's see. We're going to go to Club Shay Shay because I know it's on that Instagram. And let's see. Cam Newton.
The car coming out.
Said he ever get tired of hearing people say, man,
Here
we go. Cam Newton,
Falcons paid Kirk Cousins. They could have got Cam Newton, Justin Fields, and Michael Vick for that price.
You do realize they could have gave up 2 first-rounders and got Lamar Jackson for.
But we're not talking about that. And I'm not saying that to shame Kirk Cousins. My take personally was Cam's getting old. He ain't getting no younger. He's 32 at the time. He's coming off a shoulder injury, Liz Frank. Cool. All things that are not quote unquote serious injuries.
They're not career ending.
Career ending. If you tore your Achilles back when you was playing, you're done.
Yeah. You're never the same player.
So now you're giving this person the money coming off an injury. So how am I supposed to feel? Because
all right, so let's break this down. Michael Vick, too old. Cam Newton at 32, coming off of his injury, leaving Carolina. I think the Falcons were still invested into Matt Ryan, and they wanted to give him another shot. Would I have been mad at us picking up Cam Newton coming off of that injury? Absolutely not. Do I think he deserves an opportunity to show what he has? Yes. Do I think that Cam Newton's antics, his style, his hair, his hats, his clothes, the fact that he is committed to being Cam because Jerry Richardson silenced so much of that, hurt him? Absolutely. But I wouldn't have been mad at picking up Cam before he went to the Patriots. No, I wouldn't have been mad at that one bit because Matt Ryan was cooked. And even just get Cam Newton in the room and let him compete. You start off with Matt Ryan. If Matt Ryan's not doing what you need, cool. Let's run with Cam. Justin Fields, he has not proven to be good at all in the NFL. He's not. Lamar Jackson, yes, the 2 first-round picks starts the conversation, but you have to understand that giving up those 2 first rounds, that's Bijan, and that's whoever we're going to draft in 2 weeks. Not only that, you got to pay him. And with our cap in the situation to pay him last year, I'm sure we could have found the money. But also Baltimore, it was a non-exclusive franchise tag. So Baltimore could have just matched the deal, whatever deal we gave him, and signed him. And Lamar was looking for that fully guaranteed deal. And because he's looking for that fully guaranteed deal, and the NFL owners didn't want to give out those fully guaranteed deals because they didn't want to create a new precedent, because God forbid Patrick Mahomes asked for it, God forbid Joe Burrow asked for it, God forbid Justin Herbert asked for it, God forbid Tua Tagovailoa asked for it, God forbid Josh Allen asked for it, name that quarterback asked for that deal. That becomes the new standard, and the owners didn't want that. So it sounds good that we could have brought in Lamar Jackson, but it's not the reality. Yes, we could have put an offer out there for him, but that doesn't mean that Baltimore wouldn't have matched our offer. That doesn't mean we wouldn't have given up 2 first-round picks, and then, yes, we have Lamar, but what else do we have? Yeah, do I think we're paying Kirk Cousins too much money based on what he's done, especially in the playoffs? Yes. Yes. But the Falcons are a franchise that have to create relevance. They're not the Dallas Cowboys. They're not the Philadelphia Eagles. They're not the New England Patriots. They have to create relevance. They're not the Green Bay Packers. They have to create relevance. And what Kirk Cousins does is he scores points, he puts asses in seat, he throws the ball all across the field, and he creates relevance for the franchise. And that's what the franchise needs is relevance. Do I think Cam Newton provides cultural relevance? Absolutely. Do I think he sells tickets, put butts in seats? Yes. But does he give us a chance to win week in and week out? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Does he? I love Cam. But Cam had 2 400-yard passing games in his first 2-3 games of his career and didn't do it again. Is Cam what the Falcons needed? Probably not. Probably not. And unfortunately for Cam, he was himself. He was true to who he is. And it's bit him in his ass. Like, it's totally bit him in his ass. And it's unfortunate for him because I think that Cam Newton should continue. I think Cam Newton should be on the NFL roster today. I think Cam Newton should have been on the NFL roster yesterday. And I think Cam Newton should be on the NFL roster tomorrow. But at the end of the day, when you don't play by the rules of the game, when you're not great, they say, hey, man, it's time to check out. And that's what happened to Cam Newton. They told him it's time to check out. So that's what it is with Cam. Let me get to Russell Wilson as we get ready to close out football. Oh, Parlay Pete's back. Hey, do you have any thoughts on Cam Newton? I talked about the Justin Fields, the Michael Vick, the Cam Newton piece. And here's the thing. When Cam Newton was leaving Carolina, would I have been mad that we signed Cam Newton? No. But
here's the biggest thing. And I talked to Justin about this earlier. I would have been okay with Cam the last 2 years. At any point, if they had signed him 2 years ago instead of Mariota, I think it would have made a ton of sense if they had did it.
Yeah, he put asses in seats, he sells jerseys, and
you were going to win as many games still, like regardless.
Maybe more.
Maybe less. But it doesn't matter. We weren't going to be a playoff team. So, like, what difference does it make?
I won't say that we wouldn't have been a playoff team, but I think that Cam and his off-the-field persona created a person that white billionaires don't want to pay.
His shenanigans?
His outfits, man. And it doesn't bother me. I don't think it should be held against him. But that's the rule of the game. I bet if you had a scraggly beard and dreadlocks, some of your business meetings wouldn't go as smoothly as they go.
Okay, that's fair.
And I'm not saying that it should be that way, but that's the world we live in.
It is the world that we live in.
And Cam Newton, because he has a stylist and he dresses in a way that's not typical. He dresses.
You mean provocative?
Yeah, he's alternative. He's provocative. That rubs some people the wrong way.
People going
because some people go, why is Cam focused on his outfit, not focused on studying? Well, if Cam's not picking out his outfits, he's picking out one outfit out of multiple outfits that offer to him.
To answer your question on this, do you know what Kirk Cousins has averaged his last 5 years, passing yards and touchdown wise?
I know it's up there with Patrick Mahomes.
4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns. That's what he averaged. And that includes the injury season, by the way. Look, this is all I'll say. I think in La La Land, it makes a ton of sense that what Cam's saying. Yeah, you could have went out and got you Michael Vick and Justin Fields.
Why the fuck would we go get 40-year-old Michael Vick?
Because he's not thinking. He's just talking. They're drinking cognac. They're not thinking. They're talking and drinking cognac.
Hey, Club Shay Shay. What else do you drink at Club Shay Shay?
Well, there's nothing wrong with being in Club Shay Shay and doing these things, but that's why you get those responses. At the end of the day, and that's why Shay, even he starts feeding into his fucking guests at this point. He's like, yeah, the two first round picks. It's like, Shay, you know too much about the NFL, and you know people in the NFL to know goddamn well that wasn't going to fucking happen. Like the Lamar Jackson thing wasn't fucking happening.
No, Baltimore was going to match it, and then now you've pissed off whatever quarterback you thought you had.
Exactly.
Like we did with Matt Ryan going after Deshaun Watson.
Idiots.
Like at that point, we got to commit to whatever Cleveland is going to do because we have a guy here who we
looks like the Kings are trying to come back.
They're not.
Oh, hey, they're just shooting threes in their ass. By the way, who is that shot that?
Either Herb Jones or the other
Marshall,
or
whatever his name is. I've never seen a team shoot their team's ass so disrespectfully.
Yeah, nah, me neither.
Especially knowing that, I mean, they both needed to win, but gosh, the Kings really needed to win. So now the Lakers don't the Lakers play the Kings tomorrow?
Probably. I don't know.
Hold on. I got to see this. Hold on. Let me look at this. No, the Suns play the Kings. Give me the Suns. And I know that they're kind of bullshit. Give me the Suns. They're not going in there and losing. They were like, hold on. Brandon Ingramless Pelicans went into Sacramento and double-digit them. They like, nigga, give me a piece of that. I'll take a piece of that. Devin Booker, them niggas, nah. We got a champion.
Ruby Rose is on a first-class Delta flight to Phoenix right now. And KD got first dips.
KD likes normal chicks.
Like Lana Rhodes?
Well, she's not normal, but he likes normal chicks. And the reason I say that is I think I remember sending – actually, it's my ex-girlfriend's friend, and you were like, oh, KD follows her. He's like, you know what happened there. You might not remember that specifically, but
I don't remember many things past 3 days ago.
So that happened. There's a chick that I follow. Hold on, I'm gonna send you her profile.
Yeah, send that to me as I tee up this one.
Go ahead.
So Russell Wilson, he spoke and he said, for me to be able to go back-to-back Super Bowls and win one of them, I think it opened up a lot of doors. Now you see guys like Patrick Mahomes who won it. It's really just us so far, but there's more to come. And that's Russ believing that he opened up a lot of doors and paved the way for other African-American quarterbacks in the league.
Check your Instagram.
Parlay Pete, respond.
BS at the end of the day. Doug Williams is the OG, I guess. But like BS just in general. I mean, I get kind of what he was trying to say. He just worded it really bad. I get where he was trying to come from.
Yeah, I think he proved consistent winning as a black quarterback.
Well, and just maybe more in the new age of it, because before Russ, who was it that were the black successful quarterbacks? Not Josh Freeman. It was Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick, right? So, nobody was looking up to Charlie Batch. You feel me? Like, I'm just trying to think of the black quarterbacks that I can remember in the league in the mid-2000s.
I mean, maybe
Dante Culpepper flamed out. Jamarcus Russell was never going to be a dude.
Maybe Steve McNair, he won a co-MVP.
Oh, Aaron McNair?
Yeah, but like I see where
Steve McNair was good. I see about Steve McNair, but like
I see where Russ was trying to go, but without hearing the full conversation, he should have spoke about the undersized quarterback. If he wants to speak about the undersized quarterback, I think that's where he opened up doors. I think he opened up doors for Kyler Murray. I don't think he opened up doors for Patrick Mahomes.
Correct. Kyler Murray, but also
Johnny Manziel.
Right. Any guy that was, but some would argue that Drew Brees did it because Drew Brees was 6 feet.
Drew Brees was 5'10".
All right. So this is what I'm saying. And nobody was ashamed to take him because a quarterback of his build, because they're like, man, that guy can throw fucking rock. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, and I think that's the approach that Russ should have taken. But am I shocked that Russell Westbrook said something that was cringy and not totally accurate? No, huh?
He said Westbrook, by the way.
Oh, Wilson, not Westbrook. Give a fuck about him. But
what you mean? He played big ball against the Clippers the other night. I mean, against the Suns the other night.
Yeah, he's playing against KD. What you expect?
What does he do before the games? Look at me. He does something like this. You know what I'm talking about, though.
You know what? Russ's pregame antics haven't been the same since he lost campaign.
Oh, you mean the?
Oh, yeah, all that.
Yeah. Right. Wouldn't it have been great if the Thunder added a guy like Russ, especially now that he's willing to come off the bench, like to have added a dude like that back to the Thunder this year?
Yeah.
Like instead of him re-signing with the Clippers, like if he went to the Thunder, because who is their backup point guard?
Me.
Hey, the Thunder are going to be so attractive. I know we're jumping over the place a little bit now, but like they're going to be so attractive for anyone to join next year.
Well, the Magic are allegedly throwing the bag at Klay Thompson.
I did see. I think you sent that to me. I don't know what that would do for them. Like, let's say that Klay is still a 20-point guy. I just don't even know what that does for them. Like, they're not a contender in the East. It adds somebody to the team that gets paid, and it breaks up the Warriors. Like, that's the only thing it does.
Somebody needs to throw a bag at Paul George. Third team All NBA. I'm with it.
I'd do whatever it took.
All right. Is there anything else? You want to hit Ohtani real quick? Because I just don't think that's culture.
Yeah. $16 million.
Missing that he didn't know
Who
about.
The fuck isn't checking their bank account enough?
Well, he doesn't speak English.
I understand that, but I don't know. Numbers aren't English. I didn't realize that numbers were English. I thought numbers were a universal language that we all knew.
I think this is the biggest cover up since the Kennedy assassination.
Do you think that when he saw that 16 million was gone, he thought it was like I don't know, like 16 million pesos or something?
No, I think he was getting a kickback for bets and
nigga bum.
And then the MLB covered it up because they're trying to make him the face of the league, and he's a really good baseball player. So they just go, "Hey, Shohei, make sure this don't happen again, or we're gonna show your way ass out. We're gonna show you your way out, your ass the way out." Damn it! Oh golly,
we're gonna show hey ass out.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Gonna have you out here like Ruby Rose.
Nah, better yet, nigga, we're gonna have you go to one of Diddy's parties and get you indicted. He's like, you're not really in LA until you go to a Diddy party.
And Jamie Foxx has to be there. If Fox ain't there, it's not a real party.
Gosh. No, if Young Miami's not there, it's not really, because that means that the sex workers haven't arrived.
Yeah, no. We don't have the pink Coke.
Oh, the Tusi?
Whatever they call it.
Fun fact, I've been offered Tusi before and I declined it hard.
If Saucy Santana's not there, it's not a Diddy party.
Right. Well, but that's a part of the sex work with Young Miami. He's for the power bottoms.
You think TJ got a piece of that?
Somebody got a piece of somebody. That's what we do know. We know that somebody did get a piece of somebody. If you go into a rabbit hole on the Diddy thing, there's so much stuff on YouTube.
Yeah,
there'll be recent videos like that people have uploaded that they'll revisit stuff. Like they talked about Michael Jackson because there's a picture of Diddy with Michael Jackson, and they're talking to each other. It's like Mike like leaned over talking to Diddy, like saying something into his ear almost, and Diddy talked about it on like Letterman. because Letterman asked him about the photo. He said, yeah, he was at one of my parties. He was like, true story. He was like, I didn't even invite him to the party. But my security told me, hey, Mr. Combs, you know, MJ is here. And then he said, MJ. He was like, you know, who? And then he said, Michael Jackson. And then he was like, send him up. Like, and then basically he asked him, like, yo, like, you know, because he said that he had invited him before, but he had never came. But somehow he was at this one. And then he claims that this was before Jay-Z was with Beyonce, that Michael asked about Beyonce. He's like, is Beyonce here? And Beyonce was there. And he said that Mike was over there dancing with Beyonce. And he basically was like, Mike's a smooth criminal for real. Is what he said. And that like he's like Mike got game. And now we don't know how true the story is. Obviously, it's true he showed up, and maybe Beyonce was there, and maybe they did dance together. But point being, a lot of funny stuff. They brought up like Exhibit. Exhibit had an interview talking about like having Superhead with him once, and they went to a Miami Diddy party, and he said he saw two dudes making out, and then there was another dude that was butt naked walking around in a club.
You're talking a lot of culture. Hey, can I get this in the culture?
Go ahead. Go to culture, man.
Hey, guys, you know what? Ohtani, biggest cover-up since the Kennedy fucking assassination.
Not the lady?
That nigga knew. That's hour 2, guys. Hour 3, AC Lee and Parlay Pete here, man. It's time to do it for the culture. Do it for the culture. Hey, Drake didn't drop that diss yet, so I'm going to listen to Future and Metro tonight and tomorrow and the day after, and then guess what? We'll probably have a breakdown for you. But we've covered Diddy in his freakish ways enough, haven't we?
No, that's never enough with Diddy.
Take that.
Funny enough, he posted on Instagram too.
He's outside.
I know. Well, he ain't nothing having. But did you see what he posted?
No, I didn't. What did he post?
So 4 days ago, he like posted his video for you know, the sun don't shine forever. P. Diddy, yeah, that's what he posted. He posted the video. Which in the video, you know what he says in his lyrics in that song.
Hold on. I'm playing it right now because off the top of my head, I don't know what he's doing.
For like 40, 50 seconds because it's going to be a minute before he starts rapping.
Better, yeah, right, no matter what. I've been all over.
Whoa.
Get tight. So when you hear something, make sure you hear it right. Don't make it out of yourself by assuming our music keeps you moving. What are you proving? You know,
by assuming.
Levels above you, baby. Love me, baby. I'ma make you love me, baby. Oh, shit crazy. Ain't gonna get you nothing but choke. And that jealousy is only gonna leave you broke. So the only thing left now is God for these cats.
I feel like Harlem shaking in this thing.
I'ma win because I'm too smart for these cats.
Drop a bomb, Flex.
Yo, Diddy got the hits, man. That nigga got the hits.
He's so important to the culture too. It's wild.
And guess what? We talked about this in hour 1.
As important as R. Kelly is, Diddy's more important than R. Kelly is to the culture. Easily.
And I'm not going to cancel Diddy. I'm going to just say he's a creep-ass nigga with a weird-ass lifestyle.
He's got fetish. Yeah, he's got fetishes. And that's why I don't think this is about sex trafficking. I don't think he's sex trafficking. You want to know what I think he's doing?
Money laundering?
No. I don't, because I thought we talked about what is sex trafficking, bro. Like, I don't think that he's sex trafficking. I don't think he's doing is he's abusing power and like it's hurting people.
I think that he is, by letter of the law, I think he's sex trafficking, but I don't think he's maliciously sex trafficking people who don't know what they're signing up for.
That's why I don't think it's sex trafficking. Like, he's not like I tell you what I always thought sex trafficking was. I don't think that that's what he's doing. No, I'm not saying he's not guilty of something. I'm just saying I don't know if it's sex trafficking he's guilty of.
I don't think the parties now, unless there's underage women that we can prove that he's been involved with. Well, now that's another conversation. I don't think that
he recorded it. That's child porn. So
yeah, I don't think that's the place where Diddy is
in the wrong.
In the wrong. I do think that he's paying women to come do sexual acts, and those women are accepting payment, knowing that they have to do those sexual acts. Now that can be against the law. Not my issue. Now, when it comes to his girlfriends, I think that's where the issue lies, where he's just.
Let's talk about all the death that's happened around this. These are the things that people should be really focusing in on. Like, say, okay, your wife died, or the mother of your child died mysteriously, kind of.
Kid Cudi's car got blown up.
Yeah, Cassie says all this. You paid her off the next day.
You tried to lure. You want to keep Biggie in LA when he was trying to go to the UK on an international tour
to promote the album.
Yeah, and you're just like, no, stay in LA, stay in LA. And the nigga gets killed in LA. Like,
and he wasn't in the car with him, right?
No.
Right. Now, unlike like Suge was in the car with Tupac. Like it's like we have a photo of it. Like,
yeah.
And it just, I mean, it's just common not like, you know, police would have got there and they would have been like, Suge's there. He got hit, grazed, right, or whatever. It's a lot of stuff around him from that perspective. You got all your artists, none of you, like, all your artists, like, say you don't do them right. Mace came out and said that, like, I think Mace, like, went to God because of it. Like,
I mean, the Lox dissed the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but then Jadakiss and Fabulous are sitting there on Drink Champs, letting him come in and doing all that weird shit with them. And I get it. Revolt is his platform, which I don't know why Jadakiss would want to get on there. I get it.
They pieced it up.
Well, let bygones be bygones, and more importantly, New York sticks together.
And I mean, you got Meek bunny hopping out here with Michael Rubin.
Yeah, but we know what he is.
He just gets bigger.
He's stupid. Low key. And actually, 50 Cent came out and was like, he's a different kind of stupid. In an interview, because he was like, when he was beefing with Drake, he was like, this nigga said, fuck AR-Ab, a real street dude in Philly that's in prison, that clearly has goons and stuff still in his city. And that ain't even the nigga that's dissing you. You're dissing him because Drake brought him up in a song, and then you're gonna say fuck him like he had anything to do with your beef with Drake when he doesn't. He's like, that's a different kind of stupid. And
no,
you from that city and you claim you're there, like niggas can't find you.
Meek is a prime example of the nigga you was never in class with, but y'all graduated the same day, and then you get released into the regular world, and y'all have to coexist with each other.
Meek Mill.
But you know, you're talking about rap beef. You're talking about Meek Mill. I think that I think there's some more rap beef we can talk about.
Yeah.
Because J. Cole dropped a diss over the weekend, and it died shortly thereafter.
Yeah, it did, apparently.
Let me see. Actually, let me go to YouTube. I want to pull this up.
I was about to say, play it. I need to grab my tater tots. Hold on.
So I'm going to start playing the J. Cole diss, and then I'm going to find his.
Yeah. Turn it up. Yeah, turn the vocal up. Light work, like it's PWC. It's a cold world. Keep the heat under your seat. I got a phone call. They say that somebody dissing. You want some attention. It come with extensions. My dog like say the word. He on bullshit. He itching. I'm putting so much work in these streets. He got pension. I told him chill out. How I look having henchmen. If shots get to popping, I'm the one doing the clinching. I came up in the Ville, so I'm good when it's tension. He still doing shows, but fell off like the Simpsons. Your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas.
That's crazy, J. Cole. You can't talk about nobody's catalog. Your catalog's the lullaby, nigga.
I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. Now I'm front of the line with a comfortable lead. How I run it, so I got it. Now he wants something with me. Well, he caught me at the perfect time. Jump up and see where I got here off of bars. Not no controversy. Funny thing about it, bitch, I don't even want the prestige. Fuck the Grammys, cause them crackers ain't never done nothing for me. Ho, slugs took my nigga soul. Drugs took another one. A rap.
Hold on here like bonk.
Shit I seen in Cumberland. He averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something. If he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing him. Lord, don't make me have to smoke.
Cap, J. Cole.
I fuck with him. But push come to shove on this mic, I will humble him. He know with this thing. It's that New Jack City meme. Yeah, I'm aiming at G Money, crying tears before I busted him. Light work, like it's PWC.
You said it's light work, but nigga, you was light work.
I got a phone call. They say that somebody dissing. You want some attention? It come with extensions. My dog like say the word. He on bullshit. He itching. I'm putting so much work in these streets. He got pension. I told him chill out. How I look having henchmen of shots.
Hey YouTube, I don't know rights to this music.
Conductor.
Sound like a Kendrick beat right here.
Well, you know, Conductor is like West Side Gun or somebody's like producer.
I got mixed feelings about these fucking rap niggas. It's over for that cap, the official cap. Pillars 2-6. We don't act niggas. We get at niggas. Shoot a nigga lights out. Yeah, my dog. Stat fillers, stat stuffers. Triple double. Get your ass black duffel. Body bag, body bag, body bag. Cold world, your instructor for Pilates class. Get a nigga stretched if I feel a disrespect. Your arms might be too short to box with the God who live his life without the pressures of a constant facade. I pray for peace, but if a nigga sees these positive vibes, a Falcon 9 inside my pocket, bitch, this rocket gon' fly. Now it's popping outside like the top of July. My text flooded with the hunger for a toxic reply. I'm hesitant, I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm powered up for real, that shit would feel like swatting a fly. 4 albums in 12 years, nigga, I can divide. Shit, if this is what you want, I'm indulging in violence. Put pictures in my home, aim the chrome at your eyelids. Fly pebbles at your dome, we the Stone Temple pilots. This is merely a warning shot, the back niggas down. Back in the town where they whipping, working, traffic in pounds. My jack jumping bout a rapper, making blasphemous sounds. Switching sides like the tassel on the cap and the gown. I'm fully loaded, nigga, I can.
So when I heard that, I went, okay, that wasn't like that. But it said, hey, Kendrick, if you want to play, because, you know, and like that, Kendrick was mainly talking to Drake, and he gave J. Cole a little jab, like a little pew-pew.
Well, he just said there ain't no big three.
Yeah, nigga, it's just big me, nigga, bonk. But then J. Cole said, hey, I heard what you said. Don't speak my name because, nigga, I'm like that. And then J. Cole responds with this over here. Let me see. Let me get this shit up. J. Cole apologized. Yeah, shit, that shit. Here you go.
It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 2-3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right?
You can't call. I never call niggas this a bazooka.
For the first time, I was tested. Why?
Sounds kind of gay, but
and I got.
I know it isn't, but
what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded. I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime. Right? Niggas want to see blood. And I was conflicted because one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way. but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly. But at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness. I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bro, that was the lamest, like goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God align me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been.
Man, look. Man, shut the hell up, J. Cole. So here's my thing, Parlay Pete. From a be who you are and stand in who you are, make the apology as loud as the disrespect. Shout out to J. Cole, man. That's great. You went and did that. You apologize on a public platform to make sure that people hear it. You did something. You felt like it wasn't who you are, and you ain't cool with that, so you put it out. Cool. But nigga, I wanted a competition. Shut the fuck up and rap. You know, when Laura Ingraham said shut up and dribble, I'm not saying that she should have said that to LeBron, but her sentiment wasn't wrong for everybody. And to Cole, hey nigga, shut up and rap. You've been rapping circles around niggas for like the last 4 or 5 years. Every feature you hit, you smoke. Just keep smoking shit.
See,
if you thought that like going after Kendrick was lame, as far as calling him out personally, cool. Just keep rapping great verses.
Hey man, maybe Cole was heating up like leftover lasagna. I don't know, but what I do know is I'm not mad at him for even apologizing. I don't know what he apologized about. I guess it's weird. A lot of people, did he actually say I apologize? Or did he just say it was lame what he did?
He said it was lame, and he pretty much said, hey, Kendrick, slap the fuck out of me with your next verse. I deserve it.
Yeah. Boy. Yeah, I mean, your next verse.
Yeah, come on, PC. Come on, PC Pete. Give it to me, pause.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I get it, I guess. I get it. I'm on the side of, I understand. It's like, well, it's not like y'all niggas going to shoot each other and kill each other over this. So it's kind of stupid from that perspective. But we all know that rap game is not that serious because it is sport. It would be just like in the NBA if Draymond got up in somebody's face and said they were a bitch, and then we saw him in Las Vegas at the Summer League cracking jokes, throwing dice. I mean, it is entertainment, and I think that that's where everybody's let down. Everybody's let down from the perspective of, entertainment and sport are totally different from how you really feel. And it's like that just to me is what is the rap game in general. Like that is rap. Like that shit, we've seen bloodshed over it, right? Naturally, but even that stuff had deeper ties than just music. It felt like when people have been killed, like the Tupac Biggie thing, like when people that stuff seemed, it's certainly on Tupac's and it seemed more gang related. But even if Tupac wasn't in a gang, it seemed like that just was more like a gang related thing. I'm not saying it don't have nothing to do with Puff and them, that they didn't. But I'm just saying, in general, there were external factors that came into that play with that too. But think about that. Like Kanye said this about Drake, and I hate to bring Kanye into it, but Kanye said this about Drake. He was literally when he was doing all that, he was like, "If I died today, you'd be the first person making a post," and he wasn't lying though. So it's like. It's not that serious because it's sport.
Here's my thing, Parlay Pete. You talk about it being sport, and you talk about it being respect amongst peers and friends. One of the conversations we don't have in the locker room is who'd win a fight.
Right.
And we don't have that conversation because everybody in that group is going to say, nah, nigga, I'll beat your ass. And if we go back and forth far enough, because I've came very close with Josh Holsey in this conversation because we've had it in person. And he's like, nah, nigga, I whoop all y'all ass. And I'm just like, nigga, you're not going to just sit here and tell me you can whoop my ass in my face without whooping my ass, nigga. And just even thinking about the conversation makes me want to whoop a nigga's ass. You know what I'm saying? But
I might be the lone wolf in the group that would say, I wouldn't just admit, oh, yeah, somebody whooped my ass. But if I had to do a ranking on our group of who I think would win if there was a power ranking, sure, I could give that as an honest opinion. But, for one, we don't know, we won't know. But two, I know, y'all, I don't work out. You know what I mean? So,
exactly. Yes. You're thinking
I'm not fighting people. I am.
Yes, but you're also thinking you're giving a rational point of view in a place where if we're talking pure competition and we can take it off fighting, we can take it to basketball. We lost.
I'll still fight for the basketball thing. We would not have lost to them in a gym.
Our game was dependent upon jump shots, and we were playing outside with wind.
And it wasn't a double rim, bro. That was a small backboard. There were a lot of factors that went into us playing that day. And I don't use it as an excuse. We lost. We lost. But I'm able to say it. We did lose. But
there were so many fouls in that game where it's nigga, I will foul you out if we had a whistle.
That and just
nigga, we're outside.
Playing in a gym, yeah. Bro, basketball, yes, you can play outside. I'm not even mad about playing outside, but I'm mad that the circumstance of which we played. If we had played, for one, not that it mattered that it was 3-on-3, but if we played 4-on-4, because not everybody showed up, I don't think it would have mattered. That game, it worked better for Gambles. Gambles became instantly, to a degree, one of, if not the most valuable player outside, because he was strictly going to use his body and put the ball on the glass. That. But I'm just saying,
you big, fat, strong nigga.
Right. If Matt replaced Gambles on their team, they wouldn't have won.
Hey, y'all gonna stop sleeping on Matt's athleticism.
It's not about his athleticism. It's about basketball, and Matt's body wasn't going to body because, gosh, we were basically switching off of him. It was one of us that was guarding. You were mainly guarding him. No, I'm not saying he was doing it, but I'm saying my standpoint, it was either me or you that was Boyd wasn't guarding him. So
he almost got 40, 50 pounds on me.
And he probably has, probably about the same. I'm like 203.
Then I was around 185, 190.
Yeah. So and it's not an excuse, but yes, to get to your point about what you're bringing up overall with it.
Dog, we lost that basketball game, but there's no day that we feel like Josh,
beat
Juice,
them. Yeah, the fuck, like
nigga, I'll bust y'all niggas ass. Bro.
This is what right, and this is what I'm saying. Because even with somebody like Jude, now Jude loves to talk shit, and I'm okay with Jude talking shit. Gambles was winning them. Like Gambles was and they know that. But I wouldn't like Gambles. It's not that it matters that it was half court either. Like I said, the way that the locker room talked, we were already talking about team because it was enough for it to be 5-on-5. We're running full court. If it's 4-on-4, we're running full court probably. So like,
and every time I went to the basket, Josh Hosey wraps me up. It's like, come on, bro. Like if we're playing under a whistle, I'm shooting 2 free throws and I'm shooting 80% from the free throw line. Like,
and my game is strictly in a weird, like it really is strictly predicated on jump shooting. Like I'm a jump shooter, tail out layup guy. Like that is my game. Like that's how I played in high school too. Like that's how I play. Like I've never been a dude that drove to the basket, especially because back then I was small. Like I wasn't even that. I'm tall, but like I'm not that tall. Like,
yeah, I'm
not physically imposing on anyone. I shoot the ball. Like that is how I play.
And my pickup game is pre-LeBron D Wade. I can fucking jump. I'm getting to the basket, and I'm gonna post up. I'm gonna kill in the post up game. And if the 3 is falling today, oh God, y'all niggas is done.
Heat check.
Yeah. But anyways, but we say all of that to say it's the competition piece of it. And what J. Cole's apology takes away is the competition. Because now Kendrick is gonna Rick James slap the fuck out of you. What did the 5 fingers say to the face, nigga? Slap.
By the way, what you just sent me is better than the one you sent me earlier.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think hers are much nicer cheeks. Yeah, and they're natural too.
Yeah. Nah, that's a smile, nigga.
I'm still watching. It's not over yet, so now I'm seeing more now.
You know, I didn't even finish it. I just sent it to you.
The video's long.
Yeah, that's fine. Makes me long. And it's the shorts too.
It's pretty sad that this is what we're doing to sell a record, though. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
This is Miss Twerk Team type stuff, you know?
Yeah. This is definitely. Sorry, I'm not putting this on the visuals. Oh man, that's.
You remember when Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, Rush Hour 2, when they were looking, and it wasn't when he was like, "Slow down, baby." It was this nigga when he initially caught it, like Chris Tucker was like, "All right, I'm about to go to sleep. Just tell me if you see something." And then he started looking. Before he started, if you remember, this is what Jackie Chan did. He was like this. He loosened up his suit and collar, like and shit.
Hey, if it's somebody else's bank account, what are you spending for that? For that, what we just watched?
To hit?
Yeah.
That stuff doesn't. $5,000.
You wouldn't drop a Birkin?
I don't think it takes all that, depending on who, like, and I'm not saying, oh, nigga, you just said negative, but like, it's like, sure, yeah, if it's not my bank account, because then who cares? All right. But like, let's say I had $1 million in the bank and I'm just still me. It would probably cost more to be able to get in the presence to be there, but then you have to prove that you're a baller. And like, I don't know how much, like, I feel like I like to do cool shit anyways. so
I feel like if I could get in a room
I would spend money to make it like, man, let's take a trip here, like, and then do like all the baller shit, like, you know what I mean?
Now, I feel like if I can get in a
I don't
room,
think I'd give her a $40,000 purse to fuck.
if I could get in a room, I could order 2 bottles.
And here's another part about it too. There's chicks out here with even better cheeks than this.
Yeah.
And
they move them like that though.
No.
I mean, that's Usain Bolt in 100.
Yeah, and I've hit some nice cheeks. I really have, but like at the same time, I think that there's some non-celebrities out here that I wouldn't have to pay as much to do this with her.
I definitely agree with that. But
but yes, in terms of, because it's like, well, but it's like, you know, then you hear about Megan Thee Stallion, and it's like, I guess I didn't have to say her name, but like, regardless, you hear about a Meg, and
they say it's going for a
blue face or something, got head, like.
Let Act tell it.
Like he hit, obviously. Like the baby, I think hit. Like
let Act tell it.
All they did was do a record with her. Like,
let Act tell it's going for a bottle of Henny.
Yeah.
And
Henny and just a good time that night.
Yeah, and for me, I don't want to drink Henny, so I got to order 2 bottles.
Well, even more so ballerificness of doing that, right? Because it's a his and hers type thing.
I got a question for you, Parlay Pete.
I have an answer for you.
How do you feel about the Instagram coaches of Instagram? The relationship coaches of Instagram. Let me play this for you.
Yeah, play the clip that you were actually referring to.
Oh, golly, is it that deep? Here we go.
Hearing. There's no good men anymore. It is just outrageous.
You talking about Joy Taylor?
All men.
This is one of them, yeah.
Terrible, ghosting.
I can find another one for you.
Inauthentic.
No, go ahead.
Non-elaborate, non-emotional, just creatures who are just roaming around looking for pussy. Like, it's just not true. And this isn't in defense of men. I just encourage the women who are in this space to take a moment to reflect on the type of man that you are dealing with. Is there a connecting fiber through the men that you continue to run into, that you continue to have this same experience with? I feel like it is such a self-fulfilling prophecy to say all men are shit and there's no good men anymore and dating is dead. And listen, I hear you. The streets are washed. But that doesn't mean that there's no good men. It's that the good men and the good women can't seem to find each other. And there's a reason for that. I'm
going to be honest with you. No, the good men and the good women actually find each other and they're not in the streets.
She doesn't know that. She's in industry. That's industry, brother.
Let me see if I can find it. Here goes one.
All them girls not white. All of these girls that they look for on TV, take away Kim Kardashian, take away select few ones, none of them ever got a friend. They who everybody trying to emulate and who everybody trying to be. None of them got a stable household. None of them got families with kids and a man, and they out in Dubai as a couple. These same chicks that everybody trying to be in Dubai by themselves with the sheiks pissing on them for 25 grand.
True story.
Woman at 19 to 22, as you put it, that was in the strip clubs or whatever. Why 20 years later would you think that they would still be in the streets? Like, why is it so appalling that their mothers and Betty Crocker housewives are like, why would you think that they wouldn't be? They've grown up. They're not in the streets. They were young. That's what people do at 19, 20, 21 years old.
No, they don't.
They like 30. We didn't go there. But 19, 20, 21 years old, people are in the clubs. People are in the strip clubs. They're having fun. This is their young time. Like, this is like outside of.
So I just wanted to play some of those clips as a backdrop to the fact that I am really sick of these relationship doctors because they're more chiropractors than doctors. Like, you're not certified. Your practice ain't being preached by nobody but you. We don't recognize this as real medicine. We don't recognize this as real help. You think about what Joy says. Why do you have these connecting fibers with these people who aren't worth a shit? Probably because you're not worth a shit. Probably because you're like Shorty was just saying, in the clubs, or like Dog was saying, you going out to Dubai for the check, and you're dealing with whatever comes with that. But as somebody who went from the streets to a home, when I decided I no longer want to be in the streets and I wanted to build a home with somebody, God blessed me to meet somebody who was looking for a lot of the same things I was looking for, somebody who wasn't holding my street past against me because it happened before they entered into my life. So that shit didn't even matter. Like we didn't even have those conversations. And I get sick and tired of hearing relationship advice from people who aren't in real relationships. Like, if you want to hear real honest relationship talk, you got to turn the camera off. You got to turn the microphones off. I'm married. I got married friends. We talk about stuff. I got friends with kids. I got a kid. We talk about stuff. And I'll tell you the honest to God truth, the true advice you want to hear, we'd never put on this microphone. Because part of telling the truth is telling in a place that's safe. And there's no safety in speaking on the internet. There's no safety in speaking into a microphone, because guess what? There are things you want to say about that person that you're coexisting with that you don't want them to hear. And the way you deal with that coexistence is the actual truth. That's the actual advice that you get on how you go from a nigga running the streets to a nigga who's running a home. And I promise you, I can't say all that shit on here. Why? Because I love my wife. I don't want to hurt her fucking feelings. Even saying that these feelings exist in my head, if she goes and listens to this, it creates a conversation that I don't want to have, because it could possibly hurt her feelings. And I'm tired of people who can speak on what works and what doesn't work, but they don't have to actually deal with the ramifications of saying that this works or this doesn't work. Or I hate when he does this. I hate when she does that. When she's doing this, here's how I cope with that. I do this right here to keep me to keep me at home. They don't want to hear that. You ain't supposed to say that. Does it exist? Yeah, in a lot of places it does. You can't tell the stories of, I remember when I used to da 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 da, and I love that shit so much, and now I'm doing this and I feel washed. You can't say that, because it's like, damn, I got you living the way that you don't want to live. No, hell no. I signed up for this shit. This is what I want to do. As much as I enjoyed that, that's not where I want to be. I loved going to Golden Corral at one point in my life and just punishing everything in the buffet. Guess where you won't see me at? Eating with somebody else's mouth. Golden fucking Corral. I got invited to go to Golden Corral last weekend for free. I said, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go home.
That big down in the Benny?
Nah, I was in Cartersville.
Oh.
And like after the kickball game, family was going to Golden Corral. And I'm like, nah, I don't really eat that shit, man. I love y'all. And I know I ain't going to have to pay for it.
Well, it works out a lot of different ways.
But I'm good.
Yeah, but it works out a lot of different ways.
Well, man, I was in the protocol and I need to get to the bed to go to sleep, man. I ain't need to be at Golden Corral not sleeping. My Low-Wet fell asleep already. I ain't about to wake her up, take her to a restaurant, and have to deal with fussy ass baby. I don't like buffets like that. My wife don't like buffets like that. So we just here hanging out. And y'all spending $50 on the three of us? Nah, dog. We gonna call it a night or a day. We're gonna take a nap. So it's just little stuff like that, man. I just hate I just fucking hate people giving advice where they don't have to deal with the consequences. It's like you and I saying what a team should do, who a team should draft, who a team should sign in free agency, without taking into account the risk that comes with that, where your job is, what the owner's gonna say. Yeah, it's fun to say, hey, the Patriots should draft Drake May at 3. Or what if Robert Kraft says, hey, if this quarterback doesn't have this grade, don't draft him. Trade back, get more assets. I want more. And you go, and Drake May turns into an all-pro in 3 years. What were the Patriots thinking? The GM, the coach, was listening to the person who pays them. That's what they were thinking. You know? Like, God, don't get me started on Steve Smith, but I just hate, dog, I hate the relationship.
Will Witt already chewed all that corn off the cob, buddy.
Yeah, he don't leave nothing left on the plate.
Hey, we can do double entendre the hell out of that. But yeah. Continue. I was just
Nah, bro, I'm done. I just had to get that shit off because, man, it's annoying. It's frustrating hearing people who don't live the life telling others how to live it. Like, I remember coming on this same stream telling parents what the hell they should do with their kids before I was a parent. And now I'm a parent. I go, yeah, it sounds good saying you need to do all this, and that with your child. But my nigga, dinner ain't cooked and you hungry.
You know, everything is situational.
Yeah.
And it's something I kind of always knew, but the more and more I get myself into different situations, it resonates and it rings even truer. It's all situational. We all can be, there's many different scenarios, not just being a parent or being a husband and wife, being a brother, a child, like to somebody, like it's all situational. Everybody's situation is so different to where it's really hard for us to truly grasp and understand any one situation. And so I think that there's advice that can be given, whether it's constructive criticism or straight up hate critique. Like, you know what I mean? And there's something that everybody can take away from all of it, whether it's somebody's wrong, I'm going to prove them wrong, or, you know, this person really just wants the best interest for me. And I think that we don't look at this stuff from any other islands but our own, because of course we have to relate it to ourselves. That's why some people think that people are selfish for fucking bringing up shit and bringing themselves into it, because said person is only trying to resonate as much as they can with that situation. So all they can do is bring themselves into it. If somebody speaks to me, Lee, about going to Japan, do you think I'm not going to bring up the fact that I've been 3 times? It's not to one up them and be like, yeah, I've been. It's not about that. It doesn't fucking matter if I've been to Japan. But naturally, I'm going to talk about my experience there too, because you're telling me about yours. Not to one up and say, well, I had a better time, or I did it better, or I did it before you. That's not what this is about. It's about me trying to resonate through your situation and then telling you about my experience and finding a common ground. If the conversation requires us to find a common ground, it's not about but it just depends on who it is you're talking with, and it's all situational. Like it could all be taken one way. You might know the person that you're talking to is not going to take it that way, right? Or you don't have to bring it up at all, and then the fact that you didn't bring it up at all at one point could be an issue with somebody, because they're like, damn, you didn't tell me that you went. Why didn't you tell me about this? And you could have told me to go to this place when I went. Like, it could be anything, you know what I mean? But like, it's all situational, and we all have to be able to understand that situations are different for everyone, and we must act in the way that we seem fit, and nobody take it any type of way, like one way or another.
But you know, that's the problem. People are gonna take it some type of way.
Yeah, but then that's when people stop wanting to share information with people. And then distance grows between people, because you're thinking too much about what somebody else thinks. And it doesn't mean that you don't care about what the said person thinks, right? Like, I'm not one of these information people that just knows everything, right? Like similar to what we were just talking about with the parent, like with critiquing like people and telling like you should have did this, should have did that. I'm no expert on anything, to be honest with you. I know a little bit about staffing, but like outside of that, like, you know, I'm not even like, I mean, I wouldn't even, I've done well and bad with like gambling, like, you know what I mean? So I could tell you certain things about that too, but like, I'm not just like some expert on anything for what it's really worth. If I was, I'd be a billionaire if I was truly an expert on something. But like, and that's not shitting on myself. It's just me keeping it 100. Like if I was a true expert on something, I know about a few things, but I'm not an expert on anything. So it's just like any type of opinion that you're getting from somebody that isn't said expert, it won't matter. But at the same time, there are people that are experts on stuff that are wrong about things. Like they're wrong too. Like they're human too. You give me the best example, and I hate to bring music into it or even back like sports. There's been plenty of times where one of the all-time greats said something was going to be something and it wasn't, and that person flourished and became the best ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
or Michael Jordan drafting Kwame Brown first overall.
Yeah, just because he's the god of basketball, as people would want to put him, doesn't mean that Michael Jordan has an eye for talent. Yeah, he knows how to play. Doesn't mean that he knows who can play just because he's Michael Jordan. But yeah, we're going to put more stock into it because he is Michael Jordan. But it's the same thing with anything else. I used to say this all the time. My niece she'll be 19 on Sunday. And like, I used to say it all the time when I was younger, especially with my older brother, with that being his daughter. I would tell him all the time, I'm like, man, I learned from everyone because I truly did. Like growing up, I felt like I took something from everyone. And it's not to be this PC answer. Like on the shit. I really used to feel that way. I used to learn stuff from my niece, like, and it shows even today with how she is as a person about some of the stuff, whether that was me learning strictly about her or it was a life lesson that I learned and that taught me. I've learned things from a ton of different walks of life. Like it doesn't matter if they're an expert or not. And that's why everybody should be able to feel free to give an opinion, but everybody should not feel a certain type of way, even if somebody is wrong and they are inserting themselves incorrectly.
Exactly. That's the thing. When I say I don't want to hear from certain people, that's not me saying I don't want you to talk about it. I want you to talk about it because you provide a perspective. And some of the most unique perspectives I've actually received are from people who've never lived the situation that they're speaking on. But I can also take that perspective and go, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's an even freer view because
exactly.
They do know it's an ignorance can be bliss, right? Like it's a more ignorant like take on it. And the thing is that it ain't like that's the only person you heard from about it. You done heard from the person that's been through it too. You done heard from the person that's going through it at the same time as you. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many different ways to look at it. And from there, you're going to make your own decision anyways on whatever it is, whatever it pertains to. You'll make your own decision anyways. You know what I mean? Like you might have a history with somebody and they let you down. And then you are put in another situation again where somebody is trusting in you and you're like, man, I hope that they don't let me down again. But that past situation might have fucked it up for everybody else, but that person might have really needed you. You know what I mean? Like it could be anything. Like, and that's why I try to keep as open of a mind as possible, except for when it comes to doing your payroll with ADP. I won't do that. Like I won't give them another chance. But like outside of that, there are many other things I will give another chance. Like I used to not like ranch, man. I thought ranch was bullshit. It tastes delicious with hot lemon pepper wings. Like it's delicious when you get a crispy wing.
Were you a blue cheese nigga?
No, I still hate blue cheese. I'm saying I didn't like any type of dressing. Like I don't like that. I don't like salad dressing, bro. Like I eat my salad dry. I will eat Italian dressing now. Like say you go to like a Olive Garden or something. Like I'll eat Italian dressing now. And I like ginger dressing at hibachi type spots. But like outside of that, like I don't like salad. Like it's something I don't like. Like
do you like avocados?
Yeah.
Great salad dressing.
Because I fuck, but I used to not fuck with guacamole either. Like, so
I'm not even saying guacamole. I'm
no,
saying
I know, but avocados in general. Like, I do avocado toast. Like,
yeah, bro. Like if you do your salad and then you just throw a couple of avocados on there, mash them up real good, and you just mix them to your salad, it's giving you that not dry salad that a lot of people don't like. My wife put me onto it. Just a little avocado and lime. Shout out to Salvadorian culture. Shit's fucking great.
hey, that's stepping into guacamole territory, though. And I say that because the only thing you're missing at that point is onions and tomatoes.
Depends on who you ask, because.
But I'm just saying that's.
No, but I'm saying it depends on who you ask, because traditionally, my wife, when she makes guacamole, it's avocado and lime, and she puts onions and tomato in there for me because I'm American and I want it that way. But she makes guacamole without that stuff. And yeah, man, but I just think it's important to understand that if you have an opinion, you can put it out here. But understand when you put an opinion out, somebody can tell you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you need to be able to be prepared for that.
Like,
hey, and then the same thing can happen for the person trying to speak into the situation. They can learn from it too. Well, when I did try to give my opinion, this was the response I got. It's a two-way thing. It works out all the way around. I mean, everybody can learn from it. There's 8 billion people on the earth. Now maybe we're getting closer to 9 these days. There's so many different perspectives. I mean, that's what makes us individuals. None of us think exactly alike. Even twins disagree on things, right? Like, so.
Yeah, Asir and Amin disagree on who's the better basketball player.
Exactly, as they should. And that gets back to the competition piece that we were just talking about, right? Like, so it all ties together. It's just a matter of the individual and how they're structured and wired to accept and take, and give.
Take that. Hey, do you know one person whose opinion stands as fact?
Yeah.
Steve Smith of ESPN.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jesus Christ, man.
No, he might as well be Jesus Christ of ESPN.
Yeah, well, his Knicks won today, and now it's replaying on TNT.
Well, Jason Whitlock has continued his troll of Steve Smith of ESPN. And when I see the good clips,
We're going to have to cut that clip up, by the way, what we were just talking about. But go ahead.
Okay, I will cut it.
I think that's a good one to put on IG, though. Because that's something people don't, man.
Pete, if you actually listen to the pod, the best part of the pod is usually sometime after 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Well, because we get into the culture, but then we start just talking.
We start talking about real life and shit. But yeah, Jason Whitlock continues his attack on Steve Smith of ESPN. And as the kids would say, I'm here for it. You know, I'm not a Steve Smith guy. I think he's full of shit. I'm not going to get here and say that he was hand selected, but I will say that he says a lot of things that aren't factually correct, and I don't really care to hear much of what he has to say.
I was never a big Whitlock fan, but and I know you can't play the whole thing. I was even going to say bring up maybe a small portion of what it is you sent me, but
I'll pull it up.
I mean, he made a great point though. Steve talks out of his ass, and like a lot of it, he said usually if Steve is talking, he said he's probably lying. And look, he cooked, bro. He cooked on that whole segment. And I don't know what beef they really have. Clearly, Stephen A. had said something. One of them said something to each other while they were working at ESPN. This is deeper than I think even the surface of just saying you're a bad journalist type thing. I think there's a genuine dislike among men.
I think there's a dislike between the both of them. And I think that Whitlock he's kind of in that Wale bag of it, right? Hey man, I'm talented, but I'm not gonna hop and skip for you. in my soft shoes for you niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Steven is like, hey, I'm about getting the bag, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to secure this bag. And Whitlock is like, man, I got morals, I got pride in certain stuff. I'm just not gonna do. I don't care who you are. I don't care what dollar figure you're gonna give me. I'm not gonna do this. And seeing Stephen A's not only his success, but his swagger and the way that he talks about his success, I think it's put Whitlock in a place of, you know what, there are people who actually believe this nonsense this nigga's spewing. So I gotta combat it. But I'm gonna pull up the video right now. See if we get a little Whitlock action.
For you, a daily Stephen A. Smith today. Stephen A. Smith is going viral for saying something stupid that furthers my point, and it proves why I call him Stephen A. Myth. Let's watch Stephen A. Smith talk about Quentin Grimes and what he expects from Quentin Grimes on the New York Knicks. Let's play the clip.
I'm looking at Grimes. He's looked good. I'm looking at Isaiah Hartenstein as a reserve, giving you activity off the bench. I'm looking at Mitchell Robinson being here on the court, back on the court.
So I've told you all that if Stephen A. Smith's mouth is moving, he's likely lying. I've told you all that he's been installed, that he knows nothing about sports. Stephen A. Smith's brand is built around his expertise as it relates to basketball.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
He has no expertise as it relates to basketball. Grimes hasn't been on the New York Knicks for months. Stephen A. Smith goes on national television day after day after day during the NBA season, pretending he's a huge New York Knicks fan, pretending that he knows something about basketball, pretending that he played college basketball under the legendary Big House Gaines at Winston-Salem State University. Grimes hasn't been on the team for months. The Isaiah guy he mentioned is a starter for the Knicks. He's not coming off the bench. Stephen A. Smith is a plant. Stephen A. Smith has been installed, not for knowing anything about sports. We've seen this time and time again. We saw him talk about an NFL tight end and his matchup against Derek Johnson, and neither guy was on either team. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We've seen Stephen A. Smith say, oh, they should have kicked that field goal on third down so they can re-kick it on fourth down if they miss. This man knows nothing about sports. He's installed. There's nothing about Stephen A. Smith's narrative or virtually anything that comes out of his mouth that doesn't need to be incredibly fact-checked. It's virtually all a lie. You thought I was just picking on Stephen A. Smith. You thought I'm jealous of Stephen A. Smith. I'm not jealous. I'm not picking on Stephen A. Smith. I'm trying to wake you up to what the system does.
My man Whitlock said, hey, enough of this bullshit. Somebody's got to stop this nigga. And if y'all ain't, I will.
Well, and I thought that he cooked because everything when he brought up the clips and stuff was 100% factual. But see, this gets back to the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing too. It also helps Whitlock by talking about Stephen A. Smith. It gets him a little bit more clicks because Stephen A. is in that position. So it's like he benefits from Stephen A. talking nonsense too.
He does.
Like he benefits from that because he can have these segments to do it, and like it gets him clicks. And then it gets people more on board with Whitlock that didn't fuck with Whitlock. Like, I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I thought he was a fat slob, bro, that didn't know what the fuck he was talking about either when he was on ESPN and FS1. So it's just
right.
like.
I mean, I coined the phrase titlock.
Exactly.
And now I listen to him and I go, man.
He's kind of on point. Like,
and you know what, Parlay Pete? You know why I think he resonates with us? Because
I know what you're gonna say, but I want you to say it.
We don't blindly follow the black anything, but we don't blindly follow the liberal black agenda.
When I said I knew what you were gonna say, you worded it differently, but you said exactly what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, we're not lib, Josh.
Right. So I was gonna say, oh, because he has a conservative view. But that isn't the reason why. It's just that he's also just not,
He's not saying, hey, get the vax because you got to get the vax.
Exactly.
He's saying, hey, you can question its vax and that's okay. If you get it, get it. If you don't, don't.
But this is how I see it, and this is the fact of it.
Yeah, I'm at a point in my life to where and this is something that Colin Cowherd talks about, right? He said, if you can't see the value that Draymond Green brings to a basketball court, I can't really talk basketball with you. If you can't see the value that Jason Whitlock is bringing into media today, what are we talking about? Why are we talking? I'm not saying you got to be a fan.
That's why you asked that question earlier, by the way, about Draymond and Şengün. Are you trying to test my basketball knowledge?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I respect your basketball knowledge. I wouldn't talk basketball with you.
Poor Josh, right? I'm not him, but
because
I guess that's when I look at who I would have preferred.
If you tell me you prefer Şengün over, if you tell me you prefer Şengün over Draymond, I'm not gonna knock you for that. But if you responded with Draymond is trash, okay, we're gonna talk football now. Right. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between I like this player over that player. But if you just say,
especially today,
if you just go, hey,
today,
if you go, Draymond Green is trash, I'll go. So, thoughts on what Coach Ra had to say?
Right.
Because, it's just certain shit that it's just
now there's nothing to even talk about. Now we're going to be wasting each other's time.
Yeah, because we're not going to get anywhere. And the thing about Jason Whitlock, you don't have to be a fan of Jason Whitlock. That's A-okay with me. But if he's pointing out, when he points out stuff that's just false, and he backs it up with truth that you can prove. I mean, if you're an intelligent human being, you at least hear him out. Like, I've listened to a Tucker Carlson clip, and I go, that nigga's on to something. I've listened to a Don Lemon clip and go, hey, that nigga's on to something. I don't listen to many clips of either. But if a nigga's telling the truth or providing me with information that I didn't have that's actually information and not misinformation, shout out to Trump, I'm going to hear him out.
Yeah. And which I know, gosh, because I know we're getting closer. We're headed towards 4 hours. There are two more things I know that we needed to get into.
You talking about WrestleMania?
I was going to end with WrestleMania, but
what's the other one?
The other one is that we didn't even get into Donald Trump being in the West End, man.
Yo.
And we don't have to spend very much time on it. It's just him at Chick-fil-A. Like, it ain't nothing crazy. But
hey, man.
When somebody sent it to me, I was like, man, you know how far that Chick-fil-A is from my house?
It's right there by the JR Crickets where you send to get them wings.
But this is what I'm saying. But do you know how close that actually is? Like, mileage.
Yeah.
0.7 miles. So he was not even a mile from my house. And I think it's interesting that nobody told me he was in town. Not saying I would have just pulled up. Because they probably had MLK blocked off from a certain point. But
it was probably disgusting.
Air Street and MLK, it was probably, but unless you were already at Chick-fil-A, which, I don't know how surprised of a visit it was, too. I guess that would, because if he just showed up, right, because you can't tell a nigga that's waiting on his 4-piece with a Chick-fil-A sauce, a barbecue sauce, and a ranch. Like, you can't just tell it in a Sunjoy as the drink. Like, you can't just tell the nigga, like, hey man, somebody's coming, you gotta go, or here's your food, nigga, but you can't eat in here. Like, you gotta leave. I don't think that's how it happened.
Nah, I just patted niggas down, make sure they ain't had a toolie on them.
Yeah.
Because the photo op doesn't look good if there's no people there.
Naturally, right? And I couldn't even tell if it was really just Spelman, like AUC people in there, or if they work there. Like,
I doubt that they had AUC people in there because they're raging.
No, they did. Those are AUC. The girl, you didn't see the girl that was talking to him?
No, I wouldn't pin it.
She went to Spelman, like she said it.
And is she
took a picture with him and everything? You didn't see that video?
Hold on, is she on our side of the house?
Yeah. Because she said, I don't care what they say about you, President Trump, blah, 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 this, that. She's like, we go to the AEC's, like Spelman, Clark, Morehouse, right down the street. And basically, it was just like, man, we're here. We support you. Like, you know what I mean? And then she was like, come over here. He was like, come over here, give me a hug. And she gave her, she's like, I can't wait to tell my mom, like, I met Donald Trump. And then he's like, come on, let's take a picture. And then they took a picture. He patted, like, so it was, those were AUC. I just couldn't tell if they were just so having to be there or if they worked there. Because they not all of them were in uniform or nothing, but maybe they were just eating there. I mean, it's down the street from the school. So, like, but there's a Chick-fil-A on campus, too. So that's another aspect. Not that means anything. Not everybody has to go to that Chick-fil-A, right? If there's one right down the street and that one's always full, go down the street. Or maybe I'm headed to class, I'm gonna stop here and get some Chick-fil-A as opposed to doing it on campus. I don't know, but
you know what? If Hillary Clinton can pull hot sauce out of her bag, and President Biden can say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, I have no issue with Donald Trump pulling up to Chick-fil-A on MLK.
And nobody should. Nobody should. The Donald is
hey, he supports small business.
People can say what they want to say. Yeah, his dad was like already rich, and like I think they said his dad gave him like a $5 million loan or something, like to get his stuff started. He still took that $5 million and turned it into something. You can say what you want to say. He filed bankruptcy multiple times.
He works the system. He created
he is the fucking American dream.
He created a name, and I'm not gonna sit here and just fucking glaze Trump, but
it ain't glazing him. It's just telling it like
he created a name that makes him money that his assets may not get him in a loan, and that's the goal, right? Is because the whole point of having good credit and having assets is so that a bank will give you money if you need it.
And then if you go into enough debt, I guess like maybe in his situation where he's filed bankruptcy, you can get into enough debt. Just because you file bankruptcy doesn't mean you're broke either. So
it just means you don't want to pay for shit out of your pocket.
And you're willing to accept the penalty of not doing it. And if you have enough money, you've learned from it and you can restart. And you can put people in place that you trust, whether that's a family member, friend, or somebody else that actually knows what they're talking about with whatever it is that you want to do, and you're partners with them. And like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many different ways. Like you said, he's working the system.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing he's doing with his court cases, man. He's throwing so much stuff at these judges.
Nigga, he threw a 104-mile fastball at Fanny's ass because he was just like, oh, you think you can fuck with me? And he's like, so who's this nigga? What's he on?
He did the same.
Well, think about it. He's like, oh, so they fucking. He's like, let's go ahead and put that out there. Let everybody know that they fucking.
But he did the same thing.
They can't do that. Basically,
it's the same thing in Florida, though. He hit that judge with so many different motions. It's like, I got to read through these and make decisions on these. I'll get back to you in a couple months, dog.
And by then, he already got his response, depending on what that response is. They got 1 million responses to it.
Or he's already in office, and if it's outside of Fannie, it's federal, so he can just go
dismissed.
Dismissed.
pardon this man out.
Beg my pardon.
Yeah, and so he's a smart dude.
And he supports small business.
Well, he's a businessman, and I'm not here telling anyone to vote for Donald Trump. Like, I'm not one of those people that tells people who to vote for, because I think you should make that decision on your own. Just as I wouldn't tell somebody whether I'm a Christian or not, and I know that is one thing. I won't force my beliefs onto anyone.
Same. I'll tell you my beliefs. I'll tell you what they do for me. And if the life that I'm living doesn't make you want to live the way I live, hey, do what works for you. And if what works for you doesn't work, your fault, not mine.
And more importantly, as long as you're not dead, you can always turn back and try and do something else. So you can maybe listen to what you were told, or maybe even try something else that you weren't told. I don't know. Like, you do your own research.
Yeah, nigga, try Scientology.
All right.
But let's talk about WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania, for one,
you watched the main event too. Like,
I watched parts of it. I was watching something else, and then I turned it back on.
I have Peacock, and I was at my brother's house. We barbecued a little, and wasn't nothing really on TV, and I was aware that WrestleMania was on, and I have Peacock, so I was just like, hey, let's just throw on WrestleMania, even if it's background noise. So we caught the end of the match before the main event. It was a women's title match, and we're making fun of it because we're just like, damn, I can't believe we used to watch this shit. Like, it's so fake. But like, then it's Cody Rhodes, and for the viewers that don't watch wrestling, because here's the thing: by the time I stopped watching wrestling, I was probably 13, and Cody Rhodes was like, he's really Goldust's brother. And he's obviously he's Dusty Rhodes' son. Yeah, but he was playing into the gimmick of Goldust. He was like Stardust.
Yeah.
So they were tag team, but they're brothers in real life. And like, that's who he was. He was a gimmick wrestler. Like, so nobody took him fucking serious. Even though Goldust to me is maybe arguably, I guess Kane's a gimmick too. A lot of these dudes are technically gimmicks, because none of them, like the Undertaker's, for what it's worth, was a fucking gimmick. But like, but in terms of gimmicks for real, like, because Goldust is really a gimmick.
He was a gimmick who was never going to win a WWE title.
Correct. But Goldust was also like entertaining as fuck, because it's like he's kind of gayish, but like it's like funny as fuck, but like he's just weird.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so great. And it's like he's the weird WWE superstar that does this. He cut great promos. Like, his promos with The Rock were like fucking hilarious. And so either way, you get you get Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. I've never watched Roman Reigns wrestle, but I was aware that he was champion. He's been champion a very long time.
God, yeah, too long.
That's what I'm saying. Like years, like 3 years almost. Like, he's been the champion. So that means that man ain't lost a match in 3 years. Not a singles match, clearly. So it's an interesting, and that he's related to The Rock. And so it's like, they're cousins or whatever. So it's like, God, this is really, let's see it. And it's WrestleMania 40, right? So it's an anniversary WrestleMania. I remember watching WrestleMania 20. We ordered WrestleMania 20 in New York. I mean, it was in New York. It was at Madison Square Garden. But Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero was already champion because he beat Brock Lesnar, like at the pay-per-view before. But him and Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero were champions at the end of the night. Chris Benoit beat Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I remember it so well. John Cena beat the Big Show to win his first title. Like, United States, The Rock and Sock went against Evolution. Epic fucking WrestleMania as a kid. Like, it was great. But that was 20 years ago. And so you're watching wrestling. It's like, man, I don't give a fuck about wrestling. And I'm kind of entertained. I'm like watching. I'm like, damn, this match is kind of good. Like, it's kind of good. Then all the people start coming out. The, classic wrestlers, like, oh, now somebody's going to come out. When John Cena came out, for one, I'm like, damn, John Cena looks sick. But John Cena comes out. He does his little thing or whatever. And then The Rock comes out. And, of course, it's like The Rock And I know that I'm aware that they faced off at a WrestleMania. Wasn't watching wrestling then, but I'm aware that they did go against each other at WrestleMania, try to recreate the Rock Hogan thing almost. A generational matchup.
Yeah.
And so then he rock bottoms him, right? And then the funniest thing, my older brother was like, watch, he's like, the fucking Undertaker's gonna come out. And then the fucking Undertaker came out. Now, he really was spitballing. My brother is almost 40. He really ain't watched wrestling in forever. And then the Undertaker fucking comes out. Choke slams the Rock.
Shit out that nigga.
Yeah, and then the lights go out, and then he's gone. Then it's the match, and then they fight, and then Cody Rhodes like hits his finishing move. It was honestly the most entertaining wrestling. I haven't watched wrestling, but like it was pretty fucking entertaining. Like I was like, damn, this reminds me of like when I used to watch wrestling. Honestly,
wrestling brought me back to a point to where I'm not gonna watch every week.
Correct.
But I'm gonna keep up with it.
If it's on Peacock and like I can watch the pay-per-views and it's because I think we talked about this when I told you like I had Peacock and I was like,
oh no, you got me to
I can watch every pay-per-view and every Raw or SmackDown ever.
But I don't know if you remember like 2 months ago during Royal Rumble, you and Justice were like, yeah, we're watching Royal Rumble. I'm like, you know what? Go home and watch the Royal
Rumble. We watched Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And I went home and I watched that shit. I was like, I'm entertained. I think what Rock and Triple H are doing is they're tapping into what made them stars.
The Attitude Era. It feels like maybe that's what they're, and with Netflix coming too, I feel like, because The Rock is like, he's a heel right now, right?
Yeah.
But like, he's like good. He's such a good heel. And
I think early on he wasn't.
And shit. Because, you know, wrestling went like PG. He's like saying bitch. Like it's like a little, like the women ain't going to be Attitude Era. But like, he's cursing. And with the Netflix deal, I feel like it's going to be unrated. Like,
and think about it though. He came up. He became a fan favorite because he was such a good heel.
Yeah, because he was a good guy first, and people hated it. Rocky might be like people fucking hated it, and then he joined like the Nation of Domination, becomes a heel with them. Then he's just The Rock by himself, wearing Versace shirts, you know, Rolexes and gold chains, doing the eyebrow and talking shit, and basically being the opposite of Stone Cold, because Stone Cold wasn't even a good guy, but he wasn't a heel. People just like the badass. He was a badass motherfucker, and people like the badass motherfucker.
You relate to Stone Cold because it's like I drink a beer with this guy, even though I'm 7.
Right. Hey, give me my mug's root beer, and I'll have a root beer with his beer.
I'm about to.
Or I'll take one of my dad's old duels. Like my dad, he didn't drink alcohol for like 10 years, so. We used to, he would have old duels. That was the first beer I ever had. I didn't know that it was not alcoholic though. He gave it to me when I was like 9. He let us like take a sip. But
my mom gave me O'Doul's in high school when she was afraid that I would become an alcoholic. Hey mom, it didn't work. He literally didn't. My dad didn't start drinking until my mom died. I never saw my dad drink alcohol ever. And my mom did drink. She didn't really drink alcohol though. My mom liked beer. My mom liked beer and like daiquiris. Like there was a bottle of Belvedere and stuff but I feel like she was mixing that. Like my mom didn't drink liquor like that. My oldest brother, maybe he's rest in peace. That's who drank alcohol. Like that's where that's who I get that. Like my parents didn't really drink alcohol like that, but. Yeah, my mom was like a low-key drinker. My uncles were drinkers.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like booze. I like liquor.
It's a waste of time to me to drink the other stuff. But like if you're gonna drink, then don't drink. I just wouldn't drink then.
I'll just drink water or something with electrolytes.
There you go. I'm with you. And then every now and then I like Shirley Temple still. I don't give a fuck. Every now and then I'll get a nice soda. But like
man, dog,
I don't buy soda. Like I don't have soda at my house.
No, I gotta get it like
Power. I'm a Powerade guy. I like Powerade more than Gatorade. But
I had some soda the other day from Whataburger in Kennesaw, and that Sprite, oh my god, it just went down like Oh man, it was.
Wait, where'd you get it from?
Whataburger or Whataburger, whatever the fuck they call it. You got anything else you want to talk about, Parlay Pete? Because we're at 3 hours 48 minutes, and I'm getting sleepy.
Nah, well, me too. I gotta get ready to get up here at 6:30. I gotta pick up my daughter. But outside of that, WrestleMania was dope. Like that was dope. It was dope, honestly.
Happy to have you back. I'll be on the road next week, but I should be home in time to record.
Just keep me updated.
All right, dog. Got you. You have a good one now. I'll holler at you.
All right, brother. We'll talk.
Yep.
All right.